All right, let's go.
Engine 5 blueprint for advanced users. This is the follow-up video to my Unreal Engine 5 blueprint for beginners, and I highly recommend you watch that video first before you try and follow this one, because I teach you the basics of blueprints and how to use them. In this video, we will go over some more advanced topics in Blueprint, such as enumerations, structures, and arrays, and we will use all three of these to create our very own simple custom items inventory system that you see here in the video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started.
That's the big stuff, especially with all that connected and how it's connected and how that all works. Ooh, this is big.
First thing that you'll need to do is go ahead and download the project file. So the link will be in the description below. And obviously, if you have Unreal Engine 5 installed, early access, go ahead and launch. Then we're going to head over to games and create a third-person project. We can just name this Blueprint Part 2. Go ahead and click create. Alright.
Okay, so he didn't have the starter content. Okay. I'm going to do it. I mean, we know, I kind of forget how to do this, but I'm pretty sure we can figure this out pretty easily. If we need to pull this in, and he probably will even do it on video too. If it's needed, he will do it on video, or he'll say something like that. So, Blueprint Part 2.
So first of all, we're going to talk about the fundamental parts of Blueprint, such as variables, and more specifically, enumerations.
Enumerations, yes, that's it, that's it. Like, enumerations, okay, I see how.
Structures.
Crazy words.
Structures and arrays.
That just don't look English.
So first of all, we'll start with the enumeration. So if you remember, in our character, right-click, edit, third-person blueprint. So this is our...
Okay, so third-person blueprint. That's not there because they changed that. I mean, this, I guess that's a player start. So yeah, I guess that's a new thing. Or they just removed that again because that still is a little funny thing. But it's like, I know how to go to it, and I kind of want to rather go to it. It's a little funny. I don't know why.
Our third-person character.
Yes.
If we remember from our last video, we created all sorts of different variables.
Yes, we did.
And in fact, if I create a variable...
Wait, what did he click on? Oh, that's... Okay, so... Okay. Yeah, difference... So there's going to be a little bit of different stuff because this video is a little old, but it still stands up.
Here.
I guess we'll see.
And we click on the variable type. You can see all the various variable types.
Are you making one or is he deleting it?
Now, there are actually these other variable types. We have enumerations here, object types.
Oh. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, so they're already here. Because I never looked into this. We've kind of, we've searched through this. And I think that was in that video, this last video. The one thing I didn't look through. That's awesome. Oh my god. Okay, hold. Jesus. Okay. That's object types. But still. I'm just kind of skimming through just to... Jesus, okay. Windows XP? No. Window ID. And then in rooms. Wow, look how many there is. Oh, but the thing is, I could see, because what I'm also looking for is... Good thing about it being alphabetical, it's kind of... To skim through, at least for me, I can just kind of like skim through and see like, okay, source, slate, synth, rig. I can kind of see like all the sections that are kind of like broken up into that. If you're going to be using something, you're most likely going to be mostly working in these said sections if you're going to have like this type of stuff in it. But of course, you're going to have others that would be connecting to each other, but that same thing with anything. Now, this is different because, as you can see, it's not like that. These are all different things, so it's like, well, you kind of have different uses. So it's actually not crazy amounts of stuff. It's just, like, sections of, like, you know, ABC. It's like, mainly that's like 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking in that way. Like, that's 1, 2, 3, but those are just the extra options. That's how I'm thinking about this, at least.
Interfaces and structures. And what we're going to be focusing on is enumerations and structures, as well as arrays in this video.
Yeah, arrays, that's the other one.
First of all, let's start with an enumeration. Go to your content browser, create a new folder, and we're going to name this
Content browser, mannequin. Wow, okay. I'm just looking at his folders. Wow, that's crazy how much they've changed, because this is just the base content. He didn't do starter content. Wait, maybe no. I was thinking, wait, maybe that's why I don't have the guy. Well, I've done starter content before, so no, that's not the issue. This
underscore main.
Okay. Underscore main. Okay. Right? Yeah.
Just so we can keep our little project here.
Oh,
organized.
okay. Underscores work. I'm a fan of the ats, but I don't think you can use ats in this because it. Actually, can you? Yeah, you can't. None of those. Okay, so it's underscore. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's big. I'm gonna use that. Oh man, now I might have to do that in everything now. Oh, we'll see. I'm not. Well, actually, no, because that would look weird now. Unless I would have to change. Man. Because if you add another line, then that would be in first. Like if I add two ats, the two ats would be in front of the single at.
It's in our main folder. We'll right-click.
Funny enough, I learned that in Fallout 4. In Fallout 4, their inventory system had that.
Create a new folder called enums. Alright, and we can double-click that folder.
Notes.
And in here, we're going to create our first enumeration. So if we right-click, we can...
What did... Wait, no, I accidentally did this. Wait, what did I just do? Yeah, I'll just delete it real quick. It's saved. Let's go.
And go to blueprints here. And you're going to see
Blueprints.
here we have blueprint class,
Okay.
blueprint function library, blueprint interface, blueprint macro library,
Interesting.
enumeration, and structure.
Enumerations.
So we're going to create
And we got
this
interchange
enumeration.
blueprints pipeline base.
So we can name this test enum. We can double click and open it up.
Okay.
So what you see here is
Oh. Okay. He saved it, so I went save. I just want to look at this for a second. Okay. So it's just like a properties panel
the enumeration creator.
so far.
And
Oh, no.
basically, we have our enumerators. So these are the list, and then the
Oh, no.
description for each enumerator. So let's go ahead and create a new enumeration in here.
Add
So we
numerator.
click this new button,
Oh God.
and you're going to see the display name and the description.
Yes.
So really all that matters is the display name. So
Okay,
in this
well,
case, what
interesting.
we want to do is type in is walking, and then we'll create another one, and then type in here for the display name is flying,
Oh.
and then click new, and type in is swimming, and finally click new, and maybe we'll do is sitting. So basically, an enumeration is simply a user-defined option. So it's like sort of like an option menu. And to see this option menu and to set it, what we're going to do is go to our third-person character and go to our variables.
Hold up, let me dock this thing, and then also go back in blueprints.
So we can go ahead and create a new variable. Name this character state enum. Okay, so in here we're going to go over to the variable type, and here we can search our test enum. Test enum.
Had a feeling.
So right there.
Oh wow.
Click
Okay,
on
so
that, and you're gonna see it's of the type
wow. Okay.
enumeration.
It really okay. So that really blends in. You gotta really look at that and actually remember the name, which.
And once we hit this compile and save button, it will let us
But in
set
a
the
good way,
default value. So this is basically what enumeration is. If you click this down button, you're going to see the options that we defined. We have the is walking,
Yeah.
is flying, is swimming, or is
Oh.
sitting.
What?
So
Oh, interesting. We could do a boolean, but we could also do an enum.
basically, this is what an enumeration is. It's a list of options that the developer can define, and you can use this in pretty much any
that's
part
why
of your game.
that's why it's like is
Any part of
walking.
your game that you want some sort of custom variable that allows you to have different options. All right, so this is great and all, but how exactly do we use this in our game?
I can kind of see it.
We'll go ahead and show you how you can
Right click and
really
then like
quickly
search.
utilize this in your game. Okay, so what we'll do is right click and add a F key.
Oh, he's starting with
So
that.
when we
Okay.
press F, what we want to do is drag, click on our test enum, and drag it onto the graph.
So it's actually that
want
easy.
to get character state.
I knew we'd need.
just like
Okay.
that.
I knew we needed this. I didn't realize. I thought we would have to get the enum itself, not the actual variable here. So we turned the enum into a variable because an enum is just a list. So it's not a variable until we turn it into a variable, and then we drag that out like a little cheeky hack because we've technically turned it into a variable. So then we can call, if we change it, that stuff. Interesting. Right.
So what we can do is we can left click off of this node and type in switch on test enum. So you just type in switch and
bring that there. So, okay, switch on test enum.
Select this.
Ooh.
And what you're going to see here is different settings that we have. So first, let's hook up the pressed execution pin to the switched on test enum. And what you're going to see here is basically when we press F, depending on what we've set our variable type here, depending on our character state enum, so you can see is walking. If it is set to is walking, it's going to fire off this execution pin right here.
Yeah.
All right. And if we were to set this to is flying, it's going to set this execution pin right here. So that means that any logic or any nodes that we put past this are going to fire depending on whichever setting that we set it to.
Then how are the other ones useful then? I guess we'll see.
Let's go ahead and test this out.
Because did you just say like that just only makes one of them useful, which is the is walking?
Is walking, what we can do is hook up a print string.
Okay.
So remember, this is where we can print stuff to our screen so we can quickly debug and know what's going on. So what we want to put in for here is character is walking. Okay, and we'll go ahead and copy and paste this, Control C, Control V, and hook up this to is flying and change this to character is flying. And we'll go ahead and do the same for is swimming. Hook that up. Character is swimming. And of course, I just realized I spelled swimming wrong. So you can actually go back and test enum and fix that.
Did I spell mine wrong? I probably did. No. Did I? Is it two M's? Now he's making me guess. Hold up, I'm gonna Google it now. Yeah, it's two M's. Okay, I was right. I have to learn another language. It doesn't look English to me anymore.
Save.
And then... Oh yeah, he's changing.
And it's going to change it and update it right there.
Be proper.
Character is sitting.
Doing a little debugging. I like this.
That. Okay, so
or
right
we're
now,
doing, yeah, we're doing something.
State is set to is flying.
Oh wait.
So if we go and hit.
Okay, so we're changing to is flying.
Play. You can press F
compile.
on our keyboard, and
I'm going to set this to compile and always. We're hitting play.
Top left character.
Yeah. Play. I want to try to use this a little bit more. Okay. Well, no, not even working. Oh, that's because I just didn't even press it. Oh. Character is flying.
Is flying.
Okay.
Okay, so we can go ahead and basically add another key and modify our current state. So we can modify this enumeration.
Okay, that's what I thought we were going to have to do.
Fire off different logic. So for example, we'll add a E key. Scroll up here. Okay, so when we press E, what we can do is drag off of our test enum here onto the graph and click set character enum. And we'll hook up the pressed here.
Okay. Gotta take this a little step by step, okay.
And we'll set this to is walking, just like that. Okay, and then we'll add another key, like the Q key. And we'll drag our character state enum and set this to is swimming. Okay, so if you remember, we press F to print our thing.
Now save.
Now our character's walking, Q. Now our character's swimming. We can change our enumeration to walking, Q. We can change our enumeration to swimming.
Hold up, let me see. Okay, so it's F, character's walking. It's not that I press E, because I just pressed E. Also, I didn't see it move. I forget. Wasn't there a thing that we had to turn... Wait, did it move? I just did not see it. I probably didn't see it. No, it's not moving. But yeah, character's walking. Then Q. Character's swimming. So I pressed Q, it didn't pop up. So it's just swapping the option here. And then if we press E again, I just pressed it. Nothing popped up. But if I press F as the activation of that said thing, because we're setting it by Q and E, character's walking. If I just Q, E, Q, like leaning. Like if I'm leaning right now, I'm leaning right because it's E, so it's on the right side. Q, I'm leaning left because it's, you know, left side. That's interesting.
So this is basically enumerations in a nutshell. You have these user-defined settings that you can create, and you can do a switch on enumeration to have different logic based on this user-defined setting. Alright, so we can go ahead and delete all this. And delete our character state enum.
First enum buttons. I'll keep it over here. If I have to delete the activation keys, I can. And just keep that there, so it'd just be floating code. What did it? Increase the file size? I don't care.
And what we're going to do now is create a new folder called structs. Or in this case, structures. So in our structures folder, we can
how do you
right-click,
spell it?
and we're going to...
Okay, no, he did. Okay, I just... Can I do that? Wait. Main. Oh, no, that doesn't. Okay. Wait. Why is it not moving? Okay. Delete. Okay.
do blueprints. And down here at the
Hold
bottom,
up.
we have
Blueprints.
structure. So we'll go ahead and click on structure. Okay, and what we want to do is rename this to test struct. And then we can go ahead and double click it to open it. And in here you're going to see the structure.
Okay. Okay. Structure creator. Pretty similar, just different spots. More similar. Actually, kind of. But it's just different. Oh, it's different tab. Okay. Okay. Structure enum. Okay.
Basically, it's the same as the enumeration.
Yeah.
But in this case, a structure is essentially a group of variables. So you can see here we have one variable, which is a Boolean. And so basically what we can do is we can create a group of variables. And what we can do is add a new variable here. First of all, we'll change the first one to, say, text. And what we can do is change this to player name. So this next one, we can change this We can leave it as a boolean. We put something like is dead. Create a new variable. Maybe we want to create it as a float and name this to health. And then we'll add another variable, change this to type integer, and change the name to level. And then finally, one more variable.
Okay, Jesus, okay. This guy's rapid fire here. Okay, hold up. I was trying to control A, but then I shift A. Use control A, select all. So that's health. Jesus Christ. Then I need control A, level, integer. Okay.
We can change this to the type of our test enum. And we can change the variable name to character state.
Okay. That's good to know. State. Okay, jeez. Okay.
So if we save that, we'll go into our third person character and we'll add a new variable. We're going to name this character struct, just like that. And
that's right, he deleted the other one. Wait, no, he didn't. Wait, I was not supposed to create it there? No. Whatever. Character struct. Okay, so character. Oh. Character struct, so structure. So select that.
And in the variable type, we're going to change this from byte to test structure, what we named it here. And then we can compile and save it.
Test structure.
So here you're going to see the default value.
Save.
And if we actually expand this, you're going to see all the different variables that we defined.
Oh, okay. Whoa, okay. So here is now here. Player name is text, which is allowing us to So here, so it's allowing us to input text. Jesus. Then is dead. Boolean, so that's like yes or no. Health, so 0.0. Level 0 is walking. Is the enum. Okay, so we're using the enum in the structure.
So we have the player name, which is a text. So we can enter in smart poly, whatever your name is. Yeah. Is dead is a boolean, so we can check true or false. Health, we can set something like 100 HP. Level, we can set to maybe level 25.
I thought he was
character state.
Talking about like
you can
map.
set to is walking, is flying, swimming, sitting. So basically, this is a structure. This is a group of variables. We have the text variable, player name, is dead, which is a boolean, health, which is a float, level, which is a integer, and character state, which is our enumeration, custom enumeration with different states.
I'm terrible with remembering that stuff, but I think I'm pretty confident in saying I will definitely be able to probably differentiate that and learn that a little bit better in the future, because I'm going to be messing with this stuff a lot more. That is because I feel like this would be kind of good to have. Not, I don't know. It really depends on the situation, of course, but definitely this type of stuff where there's like an integer and then there's a float and then there's an integer.
So essentially that's what a structure is. It's a group of variables to store data for your game.
So how are we going to use it?
So we can actually go ahead and take our character
the same way, right?
And drag it onto our graph and click
because he does the get first.
So what this will allow us to do is to access all of this data here that we've added.
Wait, how did he zoom on it?
That,
F doesn't work.
What you want to do
I guess he just zoomed on it.
Is add a F key.
No. Nah. That's okay. Can I... Oh, because we already got the keys over here. It's really just activation stuff. That does make that a little bit more confusing. But not really that much, because it's legit just plug, plug, plug. That's it. I think that's good, because that'll get me a little bit more, like, aware of first emu buttons. And that's a good thing. Buttons. Wait, where's the buttons? Oh, that's right.
And when we press F, we want to print our stats. So we want to first drag off of our character struct. And you're going to see here at the very bottom, we can do break. And so we're going to click on break to struct. And what you're going to see here is if we expand this little down arrow, you're going to see all the different variable types that we've...
See, now I can... Because I already kind of forget what the other one we used. So it's switch. So it's a switch. So that's a switch, and this is a break. Okay.
Set here in our character struct. So you can see we can get the player name. We can get if they're dead or not, their health.
Oh, it actually has colors. Oh, state. That's so cool.
And basically,
that's
you
big.
Can check.
That's actually really nice.
So if you remember,
because imagine if they were just all the same color and you had to organize the chords. Jeez.
A boolean is a true or false, so we can drag off of here and do a branch. When we press F, hook this up to our branch and check to see is the player dead or not. If they're
print string.
Not dead, we can go ahead and do a print string and print out their stats. So in this case, we can print out their name.
Oh.
And you're going to see it's convert the text to the string.
Yeah? Wait, no. Can we do that?
And copy and paste this.
Oh, copy and pasting. Okay.
And we can print out.
Oh, okay. So you can have it like this. Interesting.
Their health.
I thought he was going to put it into all the same one.
Out
but I see.
Level.
Oh. Actually, no, that's good. Because, yeah, character's level and then character state. That worked. Oh. Kind of just got a little spoiler here, but I kind of wanted to organize this a little bit better. Already, we're seeing why the color codes are actually helping really well. Kind of a little confusing, but once, wait, that's not connected. Once, I understand, like it's string, so, like, that's all the string color.
And then finally, we can print out our character's state.
Because I see why it wouldn't be the same one, because it would all print. I thought it would, like, do it one after another, like first one, second one, third one, fourth one, bump, 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 and then does that. But no, in order to do that, it's actually going to go all in the same position, right? Or does that, since there's multiple strings being printed at once, does it automatically stack? Uh-oh.
So you can see.
Well, he didn't do that. Converts to double
structure.
Because I don't know if this is like multiplying it, but no, it's just stringing it.
To break the structure so we can get all of the data and access all the variables. And then based on some...
Let's get some of these. There we go. A little bit better.
The variables on here, if the player is not dead, then we want to go ahead and print all the information out. So if we hit play, we hit F, we're going to see our current state is walking. Our level is 25.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so when there's auto... Okay, that's how it does it.
Our name is Smart Polly.
Awesome.
So that is one way that you can access...
Is walking is on top, though.
Structure. Another thing
is his reverted too?
Is you can actually set the variables in a structure. And to do that, you would simply take the character structure, set the character structure.
Yeah, so we're doing like what we did before.
Drag off of it. And what you want to do is right here, make test structure. So if you hit this little expand down button, you can see we can actually make and set all of the variables in here.
I was about to say, looks really similar. So, oh, interesting. So move in, move out, move in, move out, okay.
So actually what we want to do is we can go ahead and Alt click to unhook that.
No?
Drag this up here and hook up the press. What we want to do is we want to set our character struct to something else.
Hold up, hold up. I want to move this up here so I can have a little bit more reorganized. Oh, actually, what is he doing?
So for example, we could do something like Joe is dead is true. Their health is now 0. Their level is 30. And their state is sitting. And then we can hook this up to our branch here. And if we hit play, you're gonna notice nothing's happening. And that's because we actually hooked up the is dead. And nothing's happening if the character is dead. In this case, our character is dead. So we can either switch the pins there, or we can uncheck this and it will let us print it. So I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck that, and then if we hit play, we can hit F, and you see the structure data is being set. So we're setting it to Joe.
But we could have done it the other way too, with a different
HP
key.
0, level is 30,
right?
And state is sitting.
Actually,
you can see we can set the variables in a structure, and we can also get the variables in a structure. Okay, so another thing that is useful to note is, let's say you don't want all of these variables.
Yeah.
You can actually hit this down arrow right over here and unpin some of these. So we'll hit Alt and click some of these. Let's say we only want the player name is dead and health. What we can do is click hide unconnected pins, and it will automatically
that's nice.
hide the pins that we don't need. Or we can check the pins that we do need. So those will allow us to get the data that we only want and modify the data that we want to modify. So that's a brief overview of structures. So now,
but it's interesting though, because like, how would you? Well, no, the default is all that stuff. Yes, so that's right. Because I was thinking, would you have to make another one of these and swap back and forth? Like, would I have to set IMECAD here? But it's like, how would that work? Actually, no, because it still is a problem. I'm trying to think of like a multiplayer situation. Like, how do you just, you know, whoever's name is there? But I don't know if that's really meant to be used in that situation. This type of stuff, maybe, but it's got to have a lot of stuff come before it can actually then be used like this. Because I'm trying to think, man, that's actually kind of interesting how that can be used, because I'm trying to picture something, but I can't picture anything yet. But it would definitely start, especially more experience with this and understanding this. I thought this would be more advanced, but it's just a few more nodes, because we've already know print string, we already know branch, we already know how to convert. This is just a new thing, I think, of Unreal. Set, we already know from the basic. Getting, we know already from the basic. This was new, and these are new. Like, their use cases, and same thing for this and all that, of course.
now what we're going to go ahead and do is delete all this.
No. Interesting. Wait. I could do two, yes, IMECAD, and then like input the stuff here. But if that's like the main thing, then I would just have to we take that away, just boom. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I'm not gonna try to go through all that, but that's something I'm pretty sure I'm right, but still pretty hard to think about though. Now we got another piece of code. Boom. Struck with buttons. There we go. Compile and save.
Compile, save. Close our test structure. And in our content browser,
Oh,
I'm going to go ahead and hit this dock and layout.
actually, hold up.
We're going to create our item structure as well as our item enumeration. So first of all, we go back into our main folder.
Wait, okay, so item structure. So we did a test. Okay, so that was the test structure. Okay, so I see. So these were the tests, so we're getting into the big stuff. Did he delete it? I didn't see him delete it. I mean, I kind of want to keep him if he deletes it. Because it's the test stuff. We're not going to use the test stuff. There's going to be different names. But wait, okay, so we're doing that?
In our enums, we're going to
Enums?
right-click, add a new blueprint down here, enumeration.
Enumeration.
We're going to name this to item type enum. And double-click this to open it up.
Okay.
We're going to add 3 new enumerators.
Okay, so we are going, like, okay, so we're out of these structures and enumerations already then. Okay, because I say that because the chapter isn't exact to this moment. It's a little bit further, so that's why I'm like, wait, are we actually done with the first two chapters already? The enumerations and structures, yeah. So yeah, because he just is done with these, so he just kind of did that. Awesome. I guess, go a little bit ahead. I guess go to item type enum and create that. I don't want to go into that just yet. But that's really sick because we're already at 19 minutes and 13 seconds. I'm starting to see that these things are going to be used immensely for a lot of things of keeping track of a lot of things. And then also making variables on certain things, but mainly you're going to probably want to have structures and enums to have multiple of those said things and not just a single one. Unless you need a single case, then you can. Because we've done that already with the single case variables, like where we make a variable and we haven't used any of these yet. And that was in the basic tutorial. So understanding, yeah, intermediate, this isn't too advanced. This is just like, okay, we just start creating these buttons. More information is overwhelming a little bit, but I'm actually kind of surprised this isn't, at least for me, isn't hitting me as hard as I thought it would. Because I'm like, okay, I guess we're ready. I'm ready to kind of smash out the next thing. Only thing is, I'm not going to yet. I'm going to wait until next time because we did the first 2 parts of this video, which was about structures and enums, which is basically just both. Well, enums is a list. Structures is a list of variables, different types of variables that you want. Enums is not variables. Way to differ them, at least for me. So let's resume, shall we?
Add 3 new enumerators.
Okay, at 3. 1, 2, 3.
So these are the different item types. First, we have a consumable item, so like a health potion that can restore health.
Oh.
Then we have an equipable. So this is like an item, like a weapon or sword. Okay, and the third one is a readable.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our item type enumeration. Basically, we have the different item types. We have consumable, equipable, and readable. And based on these different item types, we can do different logic. So let's go ahead and create our structure.
Okay, he's closing it out, so I'll close it out too. Safe.
Our item structure with that item enumeration. So back in our main structs, we're going to right click and add a blueprints structure, and we're going to name this to item struct. Go ahead and double click that, and in our item structure we're going to define all of the variables that we need for our item information.
Yes,
so we can add things like the item name, the mesh, the amount of damage that it can do,
so that's how
the item icon, and things like that. So
I thought that would be... Okay, that makes sense now, why that would be in variables and not just another enum. I thought you would just use another enum for that stuff, but no, you actually use an enum and then the item struct.
The first variable in this case is our item type enumeration.
Item type.
We're going to change the name here to item type. Then we're going to add another variable, and this is going to be static mesh.
Okay.
So if you scroll down here, you're going to see object types, and we're going to click on the static mesh object reference. I'm going to change the name here to mesh.
Wait,
and what a static mesh.
I'm pretty sure, but I just want to make sure.
We're going to click on the static mesh.
Oh, there's a drop down. Oh, okay. I see. There's a drop down box. So boom, static. Well, actually, that still could be in the way. It's over here. Static mesh. Scroll down. Object types. Boom. Little box. Object reference. Okay.
Reference. I'm going to change the name.
Why doesn't it have that stuff? Interesting. So they reverted that for this for whatever reason. Because I'm in 5.1. He's in an earlier version.
Here to mesh. Okay. And what a static mesh object reference is essentially we can set this mesh reference here to anything we want. To any, in this case.
Oh, wait. Default values? Oh. Oh, they're over here. Which we could... I'll just leave it like that. For now. Okay, because this is in this. That's default. I'll leave it for now. I'll see how this feels. But I feel like it's a little bit faster. Now that I realize that. Okay. So that's item type. Default values, item type. Mesh. Mesh. Here we go. Same stuff here, just right here.
Case static meshes that we have in our game. So we have a cube, a cone, any static meshes that we import into our game, we can set this variable reference to that mesh. That is essentially what a object reference is.
Okay.
All right, next up we'll create another variable, and this will be of the type integer. I'm going to name this to damage. So this could be if we had a weapon, we could set the damage here. We'll add another variable, and we can set
That's interesting how set up that
text.
Text.
And we'll go ahead and rename this to item name.
Item name.
So this will be the name of our item. And we'll add another variable called texture 2D. And you're going to click on here the texture 2D object reference. You're going to rename this to item icon. So the item icon, just like our static mesh object.
Interesting. So there is no colors here, or Okay.
Object reference.
That's big for me because that's actually very helpful.
In this case, it is a texture object reference. So we want to set the item icon texture. Okay, and we're going to add two more variables. First one,
I think I'm starting to see why we're doing it like this.
Text.
Oh, this is crazy if I think it's the way that we're doing it.
Text. So in this case, for our item readable,
text.
We can put information here that's going to be either about the item, or in this case, in the case of the readable item, like a book, we can put the text that's going to be in the book in this particular variable.
Okay.
All right, the last variable we're going to hold off on creating because we actually need to create the blueprint for it. But basically, we've created our first item structure here. And so you can see here we have the default values. So we have our item type, our mesh, the damage, the name, icon, and item text.
Item icon. Did I miss that? I went right over that. There we go. Now it's good.
So we can go ahead and close out of that.
Interesting. Okay. So we're going out of that. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. Huh. Okay. So close out of that, I guess.
And now what we want to do is we want to create our item blueprint.
Okay.
So if we go back into our main folder, we're going to right click and add a new folder called blueprints. We're going to right click and add a new blueprint class.
Okay.
And this is going to be of the type actor.
Okay, so we're doing actor.
We want to create an actor such as an item that can be spawned into the world. So we'll go ahead and create a new actor, and we're going to name this to BP underscore item master. Okay, BP because it's going to be a blueprint, and then the name item master because it's going to be the master class. So if we double click on it, alright, so now that we're in here, what we want to do is create a new variable, and we're going to name this to item stats.
Okay, hold up. Okay, so item stats variable. Item stats. Okay.
Okay, so we want to change the variable type here from Boolean to our item structure. Okay, so we can compile and save.
Struck.
And now we've created.
Well, okay. Confuses me. But struck is good. Okay, so struck enum, struck enum. I got to get used to those. Like just structure. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like I gotta remember the use cases here.
Our
oh wait. Oh, compile. There we go. Oh.
Item master class.
Yes, because I see what we're doing here. I think.
And in the default value here, you're going to see all of the information. You're going to see all of the stats that we can set for
That's super
our
sick.
item. So we can set the item type to consumable, equipable. We can set the mesh of the item, the damage, all that good stuff in this structure.
Huh.
So we actually don't want to set the variables in our master class just yet. So let me show you what we have to do next. So next, let's actually add a mesh for our item blueprint and a sphere collision that we can use to allow the character to
so that goes in here.
Item.
Okay.
So first what we want to do is click add here and search a static mesh.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and select static mesh.
Static mesh.
And we can rename this to our item mesh.
Item mesh.
So for our default item mesh, we could set this to a 1 meter cube.
Oh no, it's here. Okay. Jesus, here it is.
Just like that. Just so we have a default item mesh.
Okay.
And then we're going to click add again. We can add a sphere collision. We can drag the sphere and drag it onto the default root and click attach. Just like that.
Wait, did he search that? Okay. Oh, so I can see if there's like a little hot thing right there, a little tooltip. Oh wait, no, he wants it. Is it? Wait. Crap. Did he say not to, or?
And click attach. Click add again.
No, he was just under it.
We can add a sphere collision. We can drag the sphere.
Oh, okay, drag it. Okay.
Onto the default root.
Drag it onto
attach.
Attach. Okay.
Just like.
It's just little small things I keep missing. But there we go. Okay, so it's there.
Like that.
Nice.
And then we can go ahead and click R and scale up our sphere like that. And click compile save.
Why is it not? Oh, there you go. Oh. I guess so.
And go back into our third person example map and we can actually drag in our item master just like that.
Okay. I thought that was going to be an issue. Oh. Did I move both? No. There we go. I did shift, but control. Hold control and select the objects. Oh, which I just will delete this. Also, I realized for those who've been here since beginning for like the beginner blueprint, that like weird issue that the thing would stay there, that's a bug. That's actually a 5.1 bug. I saw that like in a recent video. Someone was saying that. I'm like, oh, okay. Not supposed to happen. Okay, is that not going to do? Okay, never mind, I guess.
And we'll go ahead and actually scale this down a little bit. So
wait, did it not save? No, compile saved. Whatever.
So in our item master, we'll go ahead and scale down. And our item mesh can be scaled down like that. So compile, save that. That looks a little...
Okay, I see. I thought we were going to do something like that. I'll keep doing that. And this one. Because we're making an item. I was like, why are we even picking a huge cube? I'm like, Jesus, we're making some big items here. I wanted it to be like at the blueprint thing, right? So it's like right in the middle. Wait. I could just 0. 0. Okay, maybe that's okay. Well, it's going to do that. That's its origin point, though. That's the annoying part. I'll save. There we go. That's much better.
A little bit better. So back in here right now,
there's me though.
What we can do is we can set, if we click on our item stats, our item info right here. But we actually don't want to do this in our master class because of a few reasons. First of all,
it'd be for every item.
We want to create additional items.
Yeah.
The issue with this is what we're going to have to do is right click and click duplicate. And the problems with duplicating a blueprint is the fact that they're going to be separate, different blueprints entirely. And the downside to that is when you have, like, say 100 different items and you scale this all the way up, your character is going to have custom logic per each item blueprint because there is not one master item blueprint. So what this means is if you're casting or trying to communicate with the blueprint, you have to do it for each different individual blueprint class. So in this case, if we added a health potion, we're going to have to separately cast to our health potion. If we had a sword, we have to separately cast the sword to our armor class, to our pickups class, to whatever blueprint class and whatever items we create, we're going to have to cast and basically copy the blueprint nodes over and over for each individual blueprint class. And as you can see, it's going to be a lot of code and a lot of work. So the way to avoid this is by creating a child blueprint. And basically what a child blueprint is if we right click our blueprint,
kind of like the texture stuff we learned.
We're going to see here at the top we can create a child blueprint class. And you can see here we've created our BP item master child. In this case,
we're renaming it.
Right click and rename this to BP underscore item book. And so we can double click our item book here.
And then change the mesh.
The first thing you notice is that it's almost exactly the same as our item master class.
This.
The only differences between our item master and our item book is the fact that you can see here on the left, our components are showing that they are inherited. And what this means is it's talking about inheritance. And basically, when you create a blueprint class and you create a child, the blueprint class that you created the child from is essentially the parent. So you have a parent and a child. Basically, our item book here is inheriting everything from the parent class. So as you see here in the top right, our parent class of our item book
is right here.
Item master.
Okay, so are we just going to turn this invisible in this one? Is that what we're going to do and just change and add a mesh?
So that is inheritance.
And then change the settings?
And basically, inheritance allows you to create children of certain blueprints so that you can have the variables, components, and information in the child blueprints and inherit all of the functions, all the variables to create different instances.
You can add additionals. I see. Okay.
And this is what Unreal Engine is actually built around. And what I mean by that is I can demonstrate this by right-click, create a new blueprint class. You can see here we have the basic layout of inheritance in Unreal Engine. So first of all, we actually have an object, and an object is the first parent object in Unreal Engine. So it goes from object is a parent, and the child of an object is an actor. So an actor
Repeat that again?
in Unreal Engine. So first of all, we actually have an object.
Object.
And an object is the first parent object in Unreal Engine. So it goes from object is a parent, and the child of an object is an actor.
Okay.
So an actor is an object that can be placed into the level. And then from the actor, we have a pawn. So a pawn technically is an actor that can be possessed, so it can move around either by a controller, an AI controller, or someone who is playing as the pawn. Then from the pawn, we have a character. Our character is the type of a pawn that has the ability to walk and move around. So you can see...
What's the difference between that, though?
Is inheriting the pawn.
I guess like an object. Like if you're going to be playing prop hunts, you want this? Or both, really? Because character and then prop. Interesting.
Ability to be possessed, which is inheriting the actor's
ability
maybe to be placed in the level.
I'm wrong.
Which is inheriting the object
similarities,
class ability to basically exist in the engine. So that is essentially the basis of the Unreal Engine framework, using inheritance and actually object-oriented programming. And hopefully I didn't confuse you in any way. If I did, leave a comment down below and hopefully I can explain it better. This is how the framework of Unreal Engine is built around. It's built around parent and children classes. So in this case,
concept itself is confusing, more so than him explaining
and
it.
A child. All right.
He explained it pretty good because he's right. It's just there's so much you can really do with that stuff because there's like, oh well, there's that, but then what we're doing here, well, it's the same thing. The more you use it, it's hard. It's really hard to explain, but it's like the more you use it, the more you understand it. Because in Blender, it's got the same system, parenting, child. Same thing with the object, like object, parent, child, and you can even do it with the modifiers and all that stuff, and also like rigging and all that stuff. But yo, this is awesome. Okay.
So what does exactly mean to be a child blueprint class?
Okay. Yeah.
So in this case of our item book, we inherit all the different components, like I said before. And in this case, we actually cannot delete it.
Yeah, okay, I thought
these
so.
Objects. So it means we can't actually delete any of the components
here, actually won't allow you.
Variables or functions. But what we can do is we can actually change the variables settings as well as override the variables and functions inside of the children class. So for example, if I wanted to change the item mesh to a sphere, I can do that. I can actually move this around as well.
Oh,
so I can move.
So it'd be better. Okay, so no. Okay, so you use item mesh as item mesh. Might be there probably would be a better name for that, or I guess like item placeholder or item placeholder mesh. And then in here you change it, or because item mesh, that's why it's probably not, because throughout it's always going to say placeholder. So technically you're not placing a placeholder in the child object. So I guess that's probably why.
Move stuff around like this.
I don't think you can rename it because it.
If I.
So I guess that's flies.
In the level, you're gonna see it's.
Oh, that's crazy. Hold up. Let me get mine. Okay. Boom. Nice. Compound save. Item book. Here's the book. I don't like how that is at that center. I guess that's how it is, though? Found save? No? Okay, never mind. I guess I was just doing it wrong. It's just from this angle, it looks good, but we gotta look up, though. Okay, good to know. That's a huge note for the future, so look up. Which there is a thing. It's Alt-J. 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 Okay, I'm never gonna use that ever again. No. I would use it sometimes, but for this, I'll just be like, okay. Could even get really fine-tuned with it, too. Because you do it for the base, then everything would be good. Actually, I wonder how that works. Because if you move the base, does it move this as well? I think it does. Interesting. Or maybe I gotta move it. No. Because I moved it. Oh no, that's right. compile and save. Because if I'm going to place this item, it's going to be slightly off each and every time. And that's something you do not want. You do not want to get lazy with that, because that will just annoy you over time. Kind of good for now, though. That, it's like... interesting. Maybe it'd be a different way of actually... I don't know. It's good for now.
Child class is different from the parent in the case that we've changed the components, we moved them around, and we changed the mesh. So if I undo that, basically that means that we can set any of the values here to whatever we want. We can set it to whatever we want, but we cannot delete it. So that is essentially what a child can do. Right, so before we go any further, what we want to do is we want to import our project files.
I had a feeling that was going to happen here pretty soon.
Content browser here, and into our main, we're going to add a new folder called resources. And in here, we're going to, first of all, make sure you download the project files. The link will be...
Well, for me, I always do... I like assets. Assets is a nice one for me. It's all the way at the top, too, so you can click it each time. Pop, pop, pop. Blueprints, assets, boom.
Be in the description below. And you're going to have to right-click and unzip the project files.
Yep.
And in here, you're going to have two folders. We have the 3D models, book,
which one we getting?
Hatchet, potion.
All of them?
Then we have the icons, the item icons.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to, in our content browser, you want to create a new folder called resources, and in there right-click, create another folder called item icons.
Okay.
In here we can go ahead and select all of our icons and drag them into our item icons.
Okay, so the texture is just
resources. We can right-click.
A straight up PNG. You can just drag and drop, and it gives you like this. That's awesome.
Create a new folder. Call this item meshes, and we can go ahead and go to our 3D models, item meshes, and for our book, we can create a new folder for book and drag.
Well,
open it up and drag all this.
But what is he going to do?
Folder. You're going to see all these options. Basically, you
Anything?
can just leave this as is and click import all.
Okay. Oh, no, it doesn't? Oh, that's really dumb. So that's why I didn't do it. Okay. Oh, no, wait, no, it did. Never mind. I'm like, wait a second. No, I'm in a different folder. Yeah, so it did work. Okay, you can just drag and drop the folders. Never mind, it works. So I just dragged and dropped the folders right in, and it automatically makes the folders, and they're all in. So you don't have to go through the extra process. But, I mean, if you need to do that, then you can. But that's good to do a nice little quick drag and drop, because we did it for the first time, and the second time, I'll do it like that. And from now on.
You see this message log, no smoothing group here. You can ignore this. This is just a warning that pops up with every mesh that you import. You're going to see the little texture things pop up there saying that it's been imported as normal map and so on.
The way you said it, it sounded like it was a little diss, like every time you import a mesh.
That's all fine. Now we can go ahead and go back into our item meshes. And import.
Yeah, I didn't name it item meshes. I just put it meshes. I want to actually name it item meshes. Which is going to... yeah. So should have done that in the first place. Good thing to note, anytime you do that, you are reorganizing practically the whole thing.
The second item, which is our hatchet. So we'll go ahead and create a...
Oh, yeah. So he's doing that stuff. I'm over here just like, hey.
Hatchet.
Good. But it's good because I need to compile my stuff a little longer.
And in our hatchet, we can go ahead and select these files and drag and drop it into our content browser. Leave all the settings as is.
It's probably going to change one of them.
Import all. Okay, and then we have our warnings. We can just click OK. And lastly, we're going to go back into our item meshes, create a new folder, and rename this to Potion. Back in our 3D models, we can click on our Potion here and drag the models and textures and click Import All. Okay, and we can ignore these error issues. Alright, so now we have all of our resources and our content imported into our project. What we want to do is set up the textures real quick. So for our potion texture, we can go ahead and open up the material and drag and drop our texture into our material like so. We can select this and delete it and hook this.
Oh wait, hold up. Okay. Wait, okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so for that, drill space, main, boop, just a drag and drop
RGB
or connect
into the base color.
Yep.
And then save that as is.
Okay.
All right.
Save. Okay.
And that should update our potion material, just like that.
Yep, I see it. Oh, that's nice.
Then back in our item meshes,
I moved it.
hatchet. We're going to open up the
Oh, we're doing okay. So
hatchet material here. That's the Lambert
Material.
one. And these models, I got these off of Sketchfab. I didn't create them myself, so I linked the Sketchfab creators in the description below if you want to check them out. But basically, you can use these for commercial projects. You just need to credit the original creator. Okay, so in our material here, we want to shift select these textures.
which one is this?
And drag it,
What's it called?
over to our material like so.
Metallic.
And we can select this and delete it. And we can
The normal, we just plug in the normal, right? I'm so used to Blender.
Diffuse or
I think we just do it like that, right?
Hook up the RGB to the base color.
Guess we'll see.
Our second map here is our metallic. We can hook that up into our metallic.
Yeah.
And then for our last one, we can hook this up.
Okay, you don't need to actually make a normal map. Okay.
So we can hit save there.
That's Blender knowledge.
Then lastly, we'll set up the book.
There you go.
Book materials. So in the book, we can select on this material and
delete.
We can go ahead and
space
or shift select our textures.
Okay.
And drag this into our material. And here we can hook up this albedo to the base color.
Yep.
Hook up our metallic to the metallic.
Then
our
ambient occlusion
to the normal map. And lastly, our ambient occlusion and
save
occlusion, like so. Okay, we can go ahead and save that.
Okay.
And now we should have all of our meshes with the materials.
Looks good from here.
Set up.
Check it just in case. Yep.
Okay.
Hey.
And so then now that we have our resources in here, we can start creating our different item types.
Okay.
So if we go back into
so if we just go into book
and into our blueprints, we have here this item book. We can go ahead and open that up. And so for our item book, in our BP item book child class, we want to set our item mesh to this case, the search book.
Okay. So we straight up can just do that. Oh, no, wait. No, it's item book. Also, I thought he put an underscore there. Whoops. That's okay, so it works. Book. Actually, that was kind of perfect.
So select the book here. Click R
and save.
And scale this down a little bit. I'm just going to set this to 0.2 and enter 0.2 or 2. Compile,
wait,
save.
0.2 or... Yeah. So mine's just point...
If we delete this item...
0.05 more? Jesus.
Master and drag our item book. Maybe we'll...
Well, that just... Oh, it's... I see. So delete... Oh, no. We're in the actual book assets. We don't want to do that. We want to go into blueprints and then our item book, which it is below level. Is he going to fix that?
Scale this up a little bit.
Okay, well.
So we'll scale this up to
Huh.
0.4.
Okay, well, he scaled it up in-game. Mainly just like this. Oh, wait, did that just update? Oh, it is. Let's go. So we could have this as a separate window, and that could easily help. Can I end key? End. There we go. So that is leveled. So we could go even crazier. Okay, nope, that's good. Not gonna go. Actually, that's not even the right thing, I don't think. Okay, yep, we're not gonna do that for now. I know I could free aim it, but oh, that's good. Well, actually, since now I know it's gonna be like the book in this size. Oh no. Well, I can change this from here, right? Right. Save and compile. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it did. So I changed it in the main, and it changed it in here. There we go. So since I know how big the item's gonna be, I'm kind of worried about changing that now. Well, that's a mistake that we got now. There we go.
0.3. All right. So now we have our book mesh just like that.
That's so cool.
Now we want to set the
this is actually insane.
Item information. So one thing you may notice is you don't know exactly where the item info is. So if you remember in our master item, we can't find the item stat structure. So where exactly is this variable? It's not exactly in here. So what you want to do to get the variable from the item master class is you want to click here to class defaults. So what you're going to see here in the class defaults over on the right is item stats.
Oh, item stats. I see it.
So if you hit this down arrow, you're going to see
let's go
item stats structure.
Wait, can we just do the mesh all the time?
Types. So basically, any variables that we create inside of our master blueprint class, they're going to be inherited to our child blueprint class, and those variables are going to be in the class defaults under the default value right here. And this is where our variables are going to be stored from our parent class. So what we're going to go ahead and do is set our book item stats. So in this case, we're going to change the item type to a readable. We're going to change the item mesh to this book mesh.
Okay.
Our damage is going to be 0 because we're not going to really be using that at all for book. Item name, we can change this to old book. You can really set it to whatever you want. The item icon, we want to set it to the project file icons that we've imported. So if you search book, you're going to see here T_book texture. I'm going to select that. And again, if you don't have this, you want to import the project files textures. Okay. And then we have item text. In this case, this is our book. We're going to put the text that's inside of this book in this little text variable here. And obviously, if you had a more advanced book with like different pages and stuff, you would do this entirely different. But in this overly simplified example, we're just going to set this text variable to some text inside of this book. So for example, we could just put testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, test text inside of our book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that.
This is my book.
Okay, so this is essentially our item info for our item book class. All right, so that is done. We can go ahead and close that. We can actually close out of our item master for now. And what we want to do is create another child class. So we right click our item master, create a child blueprint. And this will be
item _what?
Item hatchet, just like so. Okay, so double click your BP_item hatchet, and in here we're going to
it's just the same. So we go to item mesh
info, as well as our mesh. So we can set our item mesh here to our hatchet static mesh. It's a little bit small here, so we'll click R, scale this up, Maybe we'll set the value here to something like 3, maybe 3.5, and we can actually click this browse button, and we can drag this into our scene. Okay, it looks a little bit, actually no, that's probably about the good size.
Let's see.
You can actually drag this up a little bit if you want it
Okay, well, wait, let him finish.
above the center of the blueprint like that.
I see. Was right about the 3. And then one more. No. Point 1. Yes. That will satisfy me. That type of precision only.
Okay, now we want to
Nice.
set our class defaults,
I just like
item stats,
little OCD thing.
our item info.
It's like it's gotta look good. It's
So
like
in
I
this
know I can
case,
do
our
it like in
item
one
type is
try.
gonna be of the
And if I
type
can, might as well.
equipable. Our mesh is going to
Oh yeah,
be
that's right. We're going. Yeah.
hatchet.
Class defaults. It feels like we got to go to somewhere different for that, but no, it's right here. That's why I went out. I'm like, okay, where we go next? But no, we just class settings. Well, go to here. So defaults out. Well, we could click class settings, but we're going to class defaults, item,
Damage, we'll
Equipable.
set this to
Hatchet.
120. Item name, we can name this to hatchet.
Jits,
Then the item icon, we can search for
hatchet.
hatchet, T_hatchet right here. In our item text, we can just leave this blank. We're not going to be really using that
Yeah.
in this case. So we can compile, save that. So
I'll
now we
save.
can go ahead and create our last item. So go to our
Go to
item
child.
master, right click,
BP
create
underscore.
child blueprint class, and name this to BP_item health potion. So in this case, our item health potion, we can double click this, set our
Okay.
item mesh here to health. Actually, it's just called potion.
Potion. And
And we
go
can
up
scale this up a little
And
bit.
then scale this,
like 1,
or move this.
1, 1. Maybe
Boom.
move this up a little bit. Click browse and drag this into our scene. Okay, that looks like a good size.
Hey.
So back in here, back in our item health potion, we can go to our class defaults to set our item stats. So in this case, it's
Okay.
going to be of the type consumable. The mesh is going to be potion.
Potion.
In this case, we want our health potion to restore HP.
So we're going negative.
So in this case, we're going to be using the damage variable. But instead of applying damage, what we'll do is we'll apply restore health, depending on this variable. So we can restore about 30 HP.
Oh, okay.
Item name, we can
Oh,
name
okay.
this health potion.
Interesting.
Then item icon, we can change this to potion, T_potion. And
Okay.
item text, we can ignore that.
All right.
So now we've set up
There's
all
3
three
items.
of our item classes,
Remove the
which
master.
are children of our BP master.
Yeah,
item.
that's awesome.
So right now, if we hit play, we can't interact with them. We can't do anything with them. They're just blueprint actors placed in our scene.
Yeah.
There's no functionality. So what we actually want to do is when we overlap this sphere, this
Oh, okay,
collision
so we're gonna do
sphere,
on
we
overlap,
want
not key
to
press.
enable our character the ability to pick up the actor
Oh.
and add it to our character's inventory.
Ooh.
So to do that, we want to
Well,
open
yeah.
up
Well,
our
well, you
B-
can. Well, actually, no. Well, yeah. If we press E, that's still the same thing. I thought you doing something different, but no. So like we're doing E press.
P item master, and we want to add.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we would go
our
into the master. That's right.
functionality
Awesome.
and logic
Oh, that
inside
that
of our
actually is
master
awesome.
class. The reason why we want to do this,
Yeah, 'cause it's gonna apply on all.
if we set up the base functionality of interacting with the item inside of our master class,
that's awesome.
it will propagate
to
all of the
that's
children
awesome.
classes.
That's a
That way
really
we don't
big
have
feature.
to repeat our work over for each individual class, like I said before.
And if you
So
want
in
some
our
unique
item-
stuff, you go into the actual blueprints or child blueprints, like the potion, or like something else.
Master class. We can actually delete these nodes. We don't need them.
All right.
In here, we want to select our sphere.
Sphere.
Scroll all the way down, and we want to add
One begin overlap.
this event on component begin overlap. Click the add there.
Sphere.
Click on a sphere again and add this event and overlap. Click the plus button.
We're a little familiar with this already,
basically,
but that's
when
awesome.
our character overlaps, we want to allow them to pick up the item. And when they leave the overlap, we want to not allow them to pick up the item. So what we can do is, off of our other actor here, cast to third person character, which in this case is our character class. And what we want to do is get player controller, drag off our return value, and type enable input. So instead of having this for the target, we want to alt disconnect that and hook this up for the player controller. For some reason, it doesn't work.
Control, hold control.
With the target hooked up.
Actually, no, just control.
We
And
want this particular one to be for the player controller. Okay, and then you want to hook up the execution graph into the enable input right there.
That's interesting. Why are we doing the other actor and not overlap
for
component?
end overlap, what we want to do is we want to off the other actor cast to third person character. You want to off the get player controller.
Maybe I'm thinking something different.
Disable input.
Disable
and in
input.
this case, we actually want it to be hooked up to the target.
Okay.
And then so we can hook this up like so and compile save.
File save.
All right. So
And
now
it
what
crashed.
we want to do is
Kind of speed run that.
add a key on our keyboard to pick up the item.
Yeah.
So right click, add E key.
I thought we were going to use
Scroll
E
up
key.
here Until you find
E key is always
E
like
key.
the interact.
and really you can use whichever
Or
key
F.
you want. I'm just going to use E.
But yeah, that's true.
And when you press the key, you want to get off the other actor, cast to third person character, hook that up for the pressed. Alright, so when we press E, what we want to do is we want to call a function inside our character to pick up the item. So we actually haven't created this function yet.
So it's like doing both at the same time. So boom, do both. I see.
So what we'll go ahead and do now is we'll go into our third person character to create that function. So over in our third person character, we can add a custom event. So you want to search for custom event, add custom event. You want to
wait, he's in it,
this-
right? Yes, okay. Make sure. Custom event.
to pick up item. This is a
Pick up item.
custom event. Basically, these events can be called outside of this class. In this case, we want to call it in our item class.
Okay.
But what we want to do is we actually want to add an input for this event. So click add new input. And what this does is it adds a variable that we can pass from this event into whatever we want. So in this case, we want to change this from Boolean to item structure. You want to rename this to item info or item stats, whichever works.
No. Hold up. Item. No, I keep missing. There we go. Item stats? Or item info? Item info?
Okay, and now we should be able to call this event inside of our BP item master class. So in there,
Ask by
off
reference.
of our cast third person character, we
Okay.
can drag off of here and call our pickup item event. And so for our item info, what we want to do is we want to get our item stats and hook it up to the item info. All right. So now what we are doing is we're adding the item to our character. In this case, we're calling this function and we're not actually doing anything as of yet. But what we want to do after this is we actually want to destroy the actor. That way, once we add it, we can destroy the item. Okay, and we can actually see this work right now if we hit play.
Oh, really?
If I run up to this portion, I
guess.
click E.
E.
You can see
Boom.
we've destroyed the actor.
Oh, wait.
We've technically called
Where are the other ones?
add event, which doesn't
Oh,
do
that's right, because they didn't place. There we go. I probably shouldn't win from the autosave. Oh. There we go. Because I was already in it. Gotta go out. E, E, and E. I'll delete this. E. Nice.
anything. But basically, we're picking up the item, we're going and overlapping the collision, which allows us to press E to pick up the item. In this case, it only destroys it as of now. So we have our basic pickup logic. Now what we actually want to do is add our third person character pickup item logic. Once we pick up an item, you want to get this item info and you want to add it to our inventory. Alright, so right now what we don't have is we don't have an inventory array set up.
I'm like, what are we going to call?
Now is a good time to explain
an array.
What an array is, and in this case, what it's going to help us with. And in this case, how it's going to help us. So if we go ahead and create a brand new variable, we're going to rename this to inventory array. And it's going to be of the type item structure, like so. And what we want to do is we want to change the variable type here. Click on this little icon. You want to change it from a single type to an array. And so a single type is just a single variable. And we also have array, a set, and a map. In this video, I'm only going to cover arrays. In my blueprint for advanced users, I will cover the set and the map type. So right now we only want to set this to an array. So if we hit compile and save, you're going to notice down here the default value. So essentially what array is a collection of variables. In this case, if we click this add
Isn't that what a
button,
structure is?
you're going to see we have
Maybe it is.
the item info structure. So we can actually add multiple items. And so an array is essentially a group of variables, kind of like a structure, but in this case we have an array of structures. So hopefully that makes some sense.
An array of structures, that's better to understand.
This much better, we're going to create another variable and we're going to just name this test array so that I can explain this a little bit better. And we're going to change the variable type to just a string. So what we want to do is hit compile and save. And now we're going to see this is a variable type, type string, but instead of being a single type variable, we have an array. So in our default value, we can add multiple strings, strings in this array. So in this case, we could add different strings, like maybe we wanted to just add some random text, test 1, test 2, test 3. So basically an array can allow us to add multiple variables, kind of like a structure, but in this case it can only be one variable type. We can't add also integers into this array. However, we can create an integer array. We just can't add two different variable types.
You'd have to do that through an item structure
array. Demonstrate what an array actually is. We can drag our
because that's how we were able to do multiple things, because that's how you do it. That's what that is, because there was different things, but you can't do it through here.
Array string here, and we can actually get and we can actually set.
Setting? Now
So first we'll go ahead and demonstrate with a get. So off of here we can drag off of here, and actually under here under the utilities array we have all of the different array functions. So kind of just like the structure,
a lot of math.
Instead of breaking the structure info, what we can do for an array is we can get the array info. So in this case, we have the get function, which allows us to get from an array at our certain index. So basically, an array has an index and then the variable. The index lets us know where the variable is stored at. So in this case, our string test is stored at index 0. Then our string text1 is stored at index 1. So you might have noticed that the array actually starts at 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And the reason behind that is you're going to find in any programming language, pretty much any programming language has arrays start at index 0. Just keep that as a mental note.
I've seen that.
Arrays start at index 0, 1, 2, 3. So when you get from array, you want to know the first one is always going to be 0, and the second one is actually going to be 1. So what are actually arrays useful for? Why is this important? Why is this relevant? So for example, what if I was trying to create a multiplayer game where I had a handful of characters on my server? Let's say I wanted to pick a random player name or a random spawn location. I want to pick it from an array, or in this case a set of data variables. In the case of the player name, I can pick a random name like John, Joe, Smart Polly, and Ben. This is an array of random names basically, or in this case strings. And what we can do is add a
keep a string.
F key.
Oh,
so
that easy?
when we press F in our third person character,
that's right. It's that easy. So F.
Get at index 0, and off of here we can do a print string.
Oh, I was about to say.
And
okay. It's just the node, or this node looks different, so it just confuses me because I'm like, oh wait, do I plug it in here? But no, that's not that type of node. We started with this, but this is kind of like what we're seeing, or what we're going to see is that stuff, like where it's like plugged in like this. Well, probably other things as well. Then it's something that is not just a print string, but something that is, what we kind of need.
Print.
It's very interesting.
What we get from our array at index 0. So if we hit play and hit F, you can see we're getting John because...
Oh, there we go. I was like, did it crash again? Oh. Is sitting. Oh, that's because, wait, did we do yeah, we did another thing. Right? Or, no, it's because of this. I just realized, yeah, because I'm like, wait a second. So it doesn't, oh, that's good to know. So you can, okay. After the event begin play has like kind of screwed me up, where like every time you use one, it would like shoot you back up to that. So no, so that's, boom. Compile. Go back. Play. And no, it's still doing string 1. Is he saying the same?
John is the string
Oh,
at
okay.
index 0. So we're getting from our array, get at index 0,
Oh, no.
the string, which in this case is John.
I'm just looking over here. That's right. Jesus.
So of course you can change the index.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. But the other stuff included, that wasn't right. So we were seeing the right thing the whole time. Technically, just there's extra information that was supposed to be there.
To index 1. Compile, save that, and in this case it's going to get Joe. So hit play, hit F, we can see we have Joe. And we can change this to index 2. And we can get Smart Poly.
Awesome.
And so on. So hopefully you understand why arrays might be useful and how to get information from an array. So we have the get function from the array. We also have the, if we copy and paste this over, we have the add.
Yeah.
So in this case we can add,
yeah, okay.
add to our array another name.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Add
Wait. So this does have a pluggy thing. Oh my goodness. A power socket. Interesting.
Bob to our array name. Move down our F key here.
Or how does that work?
So when we press F, we add Bob to our array. And the return value is the index of the newly added item. So what we can do is we can actually drag this little bit of logic here.
Wait, to the index of the newly added item. It will add one here?
And print the string right here.
Okay, well, he's... Okay. Confused the crap out of me just by, like, one movement he did. That shows the importance of, organizing your nodes. Because actually looking over here, I actually recognize without even the names of like, oh wait, that's right, that's you know, of course, still doing the comments is still really good, especially the naming.
And hook up the index into our get. So what this basically is doing is when we press F, we're adding an array element called Bob. So it'd just be the same exact thing as if I were to click this plus button and add another element called Bob.
That's big.
In this case, I don't want to do that. I want to delete that.
So if we hit play, it's going to add one.
And so you can see here, we press F, we're getting our array.
Well,
we're adding
because we have press F, that's right.
A new entry or a new array element. Then after that, we're returning the index of where we added it. In this case, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Index 4. Then we're going to get at index 4 the string, which in this case is going to be Bob.
Wait, I spammed it.
So if we hit play, we should see Bob.
Oh, no, I see.
So by now, you know the...
Which that's important because then... This, what you're adding here, this would be a different array. This wouldn't be the same one. We're just using we just duplicated this, but like item array, add. Like, that's starting to picture even more of like how those systems potentially work, of like inventory systems like Tarkov, even deeper ones like that, not just like the ones that we're figuring out in this video, which is still really good and is used, funny enough, still a lot, which is because it's good, but Tarkov specifically, that's really interesting.
Get function.
And a lot of other games too,
and the add function. Now there are many more different functions to modify and to use with arrays. And you can see all those functions by dragging off the array, clicking under the utilities, and under array. You see we have add, we have clear. We can see if it contains a certain item. We can find item. We can do a for each loop. We can do an insert and much more. So I know this is a little bit brief overview of what arrays are, and I will explain hopefully more of this
Loot
in
chest?
another video, as well as
Is that how you do it? A random item array? So that's like you find a random chest or find a random box and Tarkov and the chance of that. So that would be maybe an enum because you would want the chance and everything, right? So to do like multiple of those, I don't know.
as some of the other array functions in another
we're
video.
definitely
But in this
near.
case, this is
Way closer to figuring that stuff out than we were just like 5 minutes ago.
sufficient enough for you to be aware
That's
that
where this stuff really
arrays
comes in
exist,
handy. Okay.
as well as what arrays are potentially used for. So now we can go ahead and delete all this nonsense, and we can delete our test array. Alright, now we can
Not me. I'm just going to unplug it. Test array. Because, yeah, having the code over here, it's all okay. It's all completely fine. This is the item pickup.
resume what we were doing, which is we were adding
I probably
an
should have
item to our item array.
waited until we're done with this.
So,
we'll see what we do here.
If you remember correctly, when we hit play, we press E, we're picking up the item, and it's calling a function in our character, but it's actually not doing anything yet.
Which that is so crazy. That really is. And that's not that complicated. It's really not. I thought this would be way more complicated for this type of stuff. But it's like just, I'm thinking of like just charts of information like this. Just, only really big thing is you just got to make this for yourself. Maybe make a few different ones. You know, maybe a health one, depending on how would be, which one would be the most efficient. And then the rest is just like, it's just plug and play type of stuff. Of course, with modifications on the items and all that type of stuff. But besides that, it's really the type of same stuff that we've been working with and probably will continue to work with because a lot of stuff does revolve around component begin overlap and then end. And then buttons and all that stuff. Oh, that's interesting. We've completed the arrays. That's what it was. Because I couldn't remember the name. I know we did the enums and structures, but it's like the other like structure thing that like holds enums and stuff. And I wanted to remember what the actual name of it was, and it's that. So, with that being said, let's return off to the middle of the video. 1 hour and 3 minutes and 58 seconds. We're actually smashing this. The information that we've been learning, at least for me, has not been really complicated. It's just extra steps to do something that is kind of basic in what you would want in your games, which is a little annoying. And I wonder if there's like free templates out there for this type of stuff. And there's of course the Unroll store, so there's that. But we could press E, and that disappears and stuff, and which is super sick. But what we're getting into more the inventory stuff bit by bit, so we can actually have that stuff in inventory and actually interact with it in different ways, this type of stuff. So this could be super sick, especially using the enum stuff that we've set for each of these things, because we don't have it open, but we'll go through the video and I bet we're gonna probably open it back up or something. Actually, we're in third person blueprint, so let's do that. Oh no, we're there, so I guess I'll do this third person blueprints and then item master, because I want to open the stuff up that he has at the moment, because he closed out of them. BP, and then the master. Yeah, there's the master. So that's the code that we actually had to create in order to kind of just create this simple stuff, which is basically create a duplicate, where if we open this up... Oh, interesting. There we go. It gave us that view. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's why. So I guess when you go into the stuff, it shows it like that. Oh, that's sick. So there it's actually duplicate. That's how it connects and duplicates. Like, makes it a child of the blueprint. But here, let's get started. Let's get in.
Which is not doing anything yet. In this case, we want to
that's right here still.
Add the item info to our item array. So what we can do is we can actually get our array.
Our inventory array. Okay. And it's all like, man, get back in. I'm just, woo.
And we can do add.
Oh.
So this is a really simple method of adding
What?
an item to our inventory.
What? Okay.
Array. So
Compile
right
and
now,
save?
if we
Is it compiled save? Yes.
hit play, we can hit E,
Oh.
and we've essentially picked up an item, added these to our inventory array. So we can't actually see that happening
'Cause there's
on
no
our
UI.
screen. But
Wait, so
to
we just
see
already-
that
wait,
happen
okay, I
in the
get-
back end, what we can do is we
Okay.
can add a print.
Wait. That's so
string,
crazy.
And then what we can do is we can do the same thing that we showed before.
Because what it's taking is the enum stuff, so I'm trying to think of like what is step, because we're not seeing, this is not the step 1 here. So I'm trying to think of where do we get to, because this is the enum stuff. Or the structure. I might be getting that wrong. Enum structure? Yes, it's the structure then. Interesting.
We get
Already done it.
from our
So technically,
inventory
yes.
array.
In a way?
At that index, we
Yes.
get our item info
Oh, we add. Oh.
structure. And if you remember clearly, we have to drag off of here and click break item structure to get any
Break
of
item
our
structure.
item information. So in
Okay.
this
Uh-oh, my
case, we
fish.
can print out our item name into the print string so we can see which items we're adding to our inventory when we pick it up.
Interesting, because like again, yeah, that's wow. It's clicking, but it's not fully there in my brain. But I see it, like I see the horizon. Interesting. That is so easy. But like also knowing coding even more, that's what we're doing. Like an array, it's like a table, but it's just called different. And then we're just adding stuff to that table, which is called an array. And then we're getting stuff from that table, from which what we've added, which would be the item structure, which is the different stuff. And we're gonna be printing string, which is a UI thing.
So if we
Interesting.
hit play, we can hit
Because this is where this starts, where I start to lose it. Here, it gets a little iffy, but it's there.
E. You can see
Yeah,
we
you
have
did
a
the
health
test.
potion. We hit E over here, we have an old book. We hit E over here, we picked up a hatchet.
Oh,
So you can see we're
Maybe
actually
not.
picking up these items.
did I do something wrong? I must have.
We're adding it to our array, and then we're getting
We're at item info. Whoops. That will completely not input anything. Yeah. This is my first book. That was the input text. Nothing there. Oh, because we're getting the text. And he changed that. Okay. Whoops, look through, because, oh man, okay. Those little chords, because they kind of just blend in. And then now if I do it, my first book, health, hatchet. There we go.
that item and printing
It was
the
working.
name to the screen.
Well,
So
now,
arrays are
but, like-
very useful for storing data such as variables of different types. And structures are very useful for having multiple different variables. That way you can store them in arrays. So basically these are like the fundamentals of storing data inside your game in Unreal Engine. And when you guys are creating your games, you're actually going to be using this a lot when you're creating your game. Alright, so this is great and all, but what we actually want to do next is we want to create some display on our character's screen the item icon that they picked up so that we can see what exactly we're picking up, as well as give our character the ability to use the items. So for example, we can actually use our hatchet item and equip it to our character's hand. For our book, we can display a book text so we can read what's inside of the book.
Yeah.
For our potion, we can restore some health to our character. Let's go ahead and create our user interface widget. So in our main here, what we want to do is right click, create a new folder, and name this widgets. And if you don't know what a widget is, it's basically the user interface that a character sees. So like a health bar, mini map, buttons, anything like that, any sort of menu, that is basically what a widget is. So we'll go ahead and right click under here, the
Did I spell that right? Yep.
very bottom you see user interface. We're going to create a widget blueprint. And we can name this to w_main, w meaning widget. So we can double click and open this. If this is your first time using the widget editor, it's pretty simple. This is basically your screen, your computer monitor screen, where you're adding different health bars, mini maps, and things like that inside of here.
Yeah.
Then we have all the different items that we can add, such as buttons, images, text box, health bars, and stuff like that. And then from there we have the designer mode and the graph mode. So basically we have the designer where we can create what it looks like, and the graph where we can create all the blueprint logic for like if we hit a button, what to do when we click a button, select a certain item, when we enter text. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to create our inventory widget. Basically, we'll go ahead and start by searching in our palette here for a...
First, actually, what we got to do, I'm in 5.1. So for 5.1, as you can see, he's got a canvas. For some reason, they didn't put that in, or removed it. So I need a canvas panel, and we just drag it under there. So that's why he has that and I don't. I've already encountered this issue, so that's why I know this.
Horizontal box. You see
Now we just go
horizontal
for...
box, go ahead and drag.
Okay, so let's... Oh, there we go.
Drag this into our screen here. And we can go ahead and scale this by dragging these little circles. And we can kind of center it like so. Alright, so next what we want to add in our horizontal box are the item icons. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and add a border. And then we'll set this to fill on the right over here. And on the border, we're going to add an image. So go ahead.
Okay. This is big here. Okay.
Type image here and drag it on top of the border. And for
Image. Oh, drag it on top.
our border, we're actually going to select on our border here and set the padding to 5.
Okay.
And for our image, we want to set the padding to 10. And then we can go ahead and copy, select our border, copy, and paste on our horizontal box 2 more times. So that we have
Oh, so it pastes or copies the child too automatically.
Like so. Okay, and so for the style, we want to select on the border here.
Okay, well. Oh, I see. He changed. Okay, I see what he did. Okay.
We want to change the brush color to this black color right here, and we want to change the opacity to 0.5. So
wait, why is it? Wait, how did it go into it? The border. The brush?
shows a bit of transparent.
Brush color. Oh. Duh. There we go. It's right under. Boom.
See? And then
Transparency. Hold up, because yeah, he said that like back to back.
4.5. Want to change the
Oh,
opacity
so we change it here.
to 0.5. So it's a bit of transparency. And then for the image color,
Okay, so boom.
we won't select the image here and change the color and opacity and change
Okay, color and opacity.
just to a grayish tint like so. And in fact, we can just delete our borders and recopy them over. So go ahead and copy, paste.
Oh, I see. Okay, so delete. It's interesting how it does it like that. So we're just copying. Okay, so we're just and then copy, and then paste, and then paste. There we go.
Paste, paste. Okay, and the last thing we want to do is we want to select our horizontal box and select our anchors. Anchor it to the bottom center, like so.
Okay.
That way it'll scale properly. So back in our third person character blueprint, what we want to do in the event graph is go ahead and initialize our widget and add it to the screen. So we'll go ahead and add a event begin play. And we'll go ahead and get player controller.
Wait, what did you... Oh, wait, if and begin... Wait, what? Okay. Or event begin play. It's up, wait. Did he do something specific? I'm pretty sure he just did what I think he did.
And so we'll go ahead and add a event begin play.
Yeah, so it is... yeah.
And we'll go ahead and...
Well, that's an issue.
Get player controller.
Well, not really. This is... Oh, it does, yeah. So I guess I gotta put this up. Because it won't let me. And he didn't delete the other one, so that's something you just can't do now. So, what are we doing here?
And create
Yeah,
widget.
okay. Get player controller. Let's get controller.
For the widget class, we're going to...
Okay, oh man. He says this... It's hard to follow, like, instantly because he says so much, which is not... It's not too bad because it's like...
Create.
How coding is. But it's like when you pause, you kind of have to go back and look at what he said to see the next little bit of information. That was just 1 second later. Or half a second later, which is him dragging over or doing something that you need to do. Because if you did it a different way, then you can't get that same option. That's okay. Because we good here, we good.
Widget. For the
Let me just
widget
add a little
class, we're going to add our w_main.
W
And then off of this,
main.
we're going to add to viewport.
Off of this, add to viewport.
And then we want to take the return value and we actually want to promote this to a variable.
Promote to variable.
And this will be our widget reference. So go ahead and drag that out and hook that up.
Reference.
And then compile, save that.
Okay, what I just did is just rename this to widget reference down here. And just hook it up. So I just got to do this. Like that.
So now if we hit play, we should be able to see
We will see here in a second, I guess.
our widget here on the screen. We can't.
Oh, let's go. So it does.
Can't actually interact and it doesn't actually do anything yet. So let's go
but
ahead
that
and add that
actually works.
functionality. So first of all, when we pick up an item,
We're
let's go
hijacked in
ahead
the
and
mainframe.
Add add it to our widget here. So back in our widget main, in our graph, we can go ahead and select these and delete these.
Oh my, he's just flying.
Custom
Okay, Jesus Christ.
event.
Create custom event, okay. Wait. Yeah, or... Oh, add custom event.
And we can name this update image. And this custom event will have two different inputs. So in the details panel here under inputs, we're going to add the first one, which is an integer.
Oh. This
will be item index. The second one will be a texture, 2D object reference, and we'll name this icon for our item icon.
2D.
So basically, we're going to, when we pick up an
object icon. Okay, there we go. Okay. Whew. I think I caught up with them. I like trying to keep up with them. So we go back.
Item,
I think I did it.
Set this image here to the item icon.
Oh. I was afraid to click on them. Okay.
Which is in our item info structure. So first, in our third person character, once we add...
Wait, did he say item icon? I put object.
Item, we can go ahead and get our widget reference.
Okay, so third person. Go back up here, so picking up item. Let's bring in the widget reference. We're getting it.
Drag it onto our graph, click get, and call our custom event, which is update image, and hook it up like so. And then we'll...
Also, I'm starting to get into the rhythm of, like, really using these to create what you need next instead of using this. Because I feel like it helps you kind of also work better in that way. Like, okay, so what you working with? Okay, so you're working with this. Let's bring this out. Okay, let's do this. Now just hook up the power cord. Instead of, like, doing this. Okay, what do I got to pull out? What do I need? Type of stuff. There might be. We'll see.
What we can do is, for the item index, we can select
off
of here, off the add for the item index.
Oh.
And for the icon, we can break the item structure here and get the item icon. Hook it up to the...
Wait. Oh, I guess I did it wrong. Hold up.
The add for the item index.
No, icon.
For the icon, we can break the item structure here. And
I see why you've seen that.
Icon.
Also, what's up with this audio? Oh, there you go.
Hook it up.
Wait, what did he do in the...
And we can name...
Guess he... That? Is this the issue?
Item icon.
No. I remember him... I remember
so basically
doing this before, and then we did this with this.
When we pick up an item...
Texture... 2D... And goes object.
Object reference, and we'll name this icon for our item icon. So basically, we're going to, when we pick up an item, So first, in our third person character, once we add an item, we can go ahead and get our widget reference.
Yes.
Drag it onto our graph, click get, and call our custom event, which is update image, and hook it up like so. And then what we can do is, for the item index, we can select off of here, off the add for the item index. And for the icon, we can break the item structure here and get the item icon. Hook it up to the update image.
Oh, or actually, wait, why is this working? Wait, why is this working now? Wait, what? I guess maybe I had it wrong? I don't know. I'm so confused. Either way, it's working.
And now we just have to go to our widget
if it works, it works.
And add that functionality here. So what I'm going to do is, for our item index,
Yes.
I'm going to do a switch on integer. And this is essentially the same as a switch on enum, but in this case we can add our own user-defined integer numbers. So we add a pin.
Add a
So we
pin.
have 0, 1, and 2. And currently, if we go to our designer here, you can see we have 1, 2, 3 slots.
Yes, 0, 1,
Technically,
2.
it starts from 0, so 0, 1, 2. So we have our different item indexes 0, 1, and 2. So what we want to do is for 0, index 0, we want to update image 106. So we can actually go ahead and rename this so it makes a little bit more sense.
Okay.
Image 01. Actually, we'll name this image 0. Rename this image 1. And rename this one to image 2.
Oh, I just got it.
Okay, that way it matches up with our array. So we can go ahead and
maybe slot 1, slot 2, slot 3.
Image 0, get image 0.
But too late.
And what we want to do is set brush.
Boom. Get image 0.
From texture.
Set brush mesh from texture.
And hook up the 0 to the set brush.
Oh, it's
texture.
like a it's a power cord type thing. Okay.
And for our texture, we want to drag into the item icon for the texture.
I was kind of already about to do it. Okay.
And we want to go ahead and copy the set brush from texture over again, and select our image 1. Hook that up for the target. Hook up the 1 execution pin, and hook up the item icon for the texture. And go ahead and copy.
Yes, item icon. Item icon. 1, 2, and then 1. Okay. A lot of chords.
Copy paste it one more time, and hook up the number index 2 execution pin, as well as our variable image 2 and our item icon. Okay, so now if we go ahead and hit play, or press E, you're going to see nothing's happening, and that's because in our third person character, in our inventory array, if you had indexes already in here, or array elements, it's not going to add it. So we go ahead and empty that like so. Just keep it empty.
Oh, I had a feeling we were going to have to do that because I was looking at that earlier. And I was like, wait, we kind of already did stuff. So, wait, where do? Yeah, so... Wait. Right? Yes, inventory array. I'm just making sure, because I'm like, oh no, my dick... It feels kind of scary to delete that stuff. I'm like, looking at it, everything good.
Inventory array for now. And if we hit play, we click E.
I hope. Okay.
You see we have the potion icon, E. We have the book icon.
Let's go.
We have the hatchet.
That's so cool.
Like so.
And it says the hatchet and all that stuff on the top left as well.
Right now we can't select anything. We can only pick up items, and you can see it added to our inventory array there, as well as our inventory hotbar UI.
That's so cool.
So next, let's actually add the ability to select our items. So back in our third person character,
okay,
we're going to add two things. So when we scroll our mouse, we're going to...
Hold up. I want to put the... What's the Puts the inventory UI on screen.
You let our character to select certain items based on whether we scroll our mouse up or scroll our mouse down. So in our third person character, we're going to right click and add a mouse wheel up. And we're going to add a mouse wheel down. So when we scroll our mouse wheel up, we're going to select
okay.
our cursor.
I don't know why that was weird to use these. Yeah, of course you would want these.
When we select our mouse wheel down, it's going to move down, further down our hotbar. So it's going to look like we're cycling back and forth on our hotbar. So what we need to add is we actually need to add two different variables. So the first one will be called selected index, and this will be of the type integer. And the next one is going to be called
selected index
max.
Oh, that's about right. Now it is.
Inventory slots, and it's going to be of the type integer. So in this case, for our max inventory slots, we can give this a default value of 3. Because
compile. Inventory slots 3.
We only have currently 3 inventory slots on our widget.
So you could, so that could be a bug where it's like you put 4, then the person gets an extra thing that just goes nowhere.
So we're going to get our selected index here, and we're going to get our max inventory slots, and we're going to check and see if the
max. Oh. Let's see, so it'll be like something like that. There we go.
These are equal to each other.
And
if so,
we're doing it between doing it equal. Equal.
Going to add a branch.
Ooh, a branch.
Off of the pressed here. So we're going to see if our selected inventory is equal to our max slots. If so, we don't want to do anything because this is the mouse wheeled up. But mouse wheeled down, what we want to do is we actually want to do something off of that.
Okay.
So in this case, what we want to do for false is we want to get the selected index.
Oh.
And we're going to increment off of the false. Okay, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing here real quick.
Interesting.
So we can do a print string off of here. And we can take the integer into the string so you can see what's happening. Okay, so if I hit play here, scroll the mouse wheel up, you're going to see it increment all the way up to 3. So
yeah, I saw that.
Again, 1, 2, 3.
Huh. Okay, that's cool.
So basically what this is doing is it's taking our selected index and seeing if it's equal to our max inventory slots of 3. If not, we can increment it once and then do it again. If we wheel up again, we can increment it again all the way up until 3. Okay, so this will allow us to cycle through our hotbar 1, 2, and 3, just like that.
I kind of get this, then this is where it starts getting a little funky for me.
Then we'll obviously want to be able to scroll backwards, which is our mouse wheel down.
So how are we going to do that?
So to do that, we can get our selected index and check and see if this is equal to 0. Because 0 is the first index in our array. And we can add a branch.
Wait, oh no, equal.
Off of our pressed here. And if so, if it's at the bottom, we can get our selected index and increment integer off of the false. And we can do a print string to also see what that does. Take the integer into the string.
Okay, hold up. I think I did that wrong. Okay, hold up. Oh, I hate how it goes up. I really dislike that. There's no, it doesn't like adjust. D. Okay. So then we do this where it goes to false. Bring this bad boy over here. Copy, paste. There we go. Oh, no, I was right.
Compile, save, and if we hit play.
I'll save.
Now if we scroll, you can see 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
2, 1, 0.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you can see we can scroll.
That's me mouse wheeling.
1, 2, 3, all the way down.
Okay.
And so now what we can do is we can actually allow ourselves to see this happen on our hotbar. So when we scroll 0, 1, 2, we can highlight this border around the items. Okay, so to do that in our w_main, our widget, and our graph.
Yes, we are going here.
We can add another function.
Okay.
We can call this add custom event, select item function. And the only
Select
thing we
item.
need for our input is integer.
Integer.
And it's called item index. Okay, so the same
Item
thing
index.
what we did here is we're going to do a switch on int. So off of here we can do a switch on integer. And we can add 3 different pins like so. And then what we want to do is we want to take the borders, and we actually don't have the borders as variables. So we go back in our designer here, select on the border. You're going to see here is a variable. And so if you actually check mark this box here, it's going to allow us to, in the graph, use the border as a variable.
All of them?
So that will allow us to change the color, the opacity, and whatnot in the blueprint graph. So real quick, I'm going to rename this border
I was about to say.
border 0. Second one to border 1.
It's the same thing, so border underscore 2.
Border 2. And we want to check is variable for all 3 of those. Now in our graph here, we can take border 1. And we want to set brush color. Okay.
Wait. Okay. Border 1, so border underscore 0. Set brush color, so set brush color. Brush, so brush is the term for that, I guess.
Okay, and hook that up from 0 to there. And we want to change the brush color here to...
Oh, I got set. What? Whoops. Set brush color. Oh, no. Color. Boom. Select the color.
something like yellow. So we can see that it's been highlighted like so. We can go ahead and copy and paste this over twice and hook up.
Why did that not work? That's why. Wait, delete. Oh, not that. Control C, Control V, and I'm Control Xing to delete.
Border 1, border 2, and then execution pin 1 and execution pin 2. So now all we have to do is call this custom event inside our third person character. So when we do a mouse wheel up, we want to get our widget reference.
Did I miss anything? I hope I didn't, because I was doing the thing. I guess we'll see. Widget reference.
And do select item function. And hook up the item index into there, like so.
Okay. Plug that in. Oh, go from here, so is incremented.
Then we can copy this over for our mouse.
Select both, Control C, Control V.
Mouse wheel down and hook up the index as well as the execution pin like so. So now if we click play, we can see we're selecting the items.
But they don't go away.
You see there's a bug. When we move up and down, it actually doesn't deselect an item. So it doesn't set the color back to normal. It just sets
when I spam it, it's like
yellow.
matrix code on the left side.
So we can update that if we go back into our graph here. A very simple fix. All we need to do is, before we set the brush color to yellow, we want to set the previous borders back to the gray default color. So we can go ahead and select all these set brush colors. And Control-C, Control-V to copy. For our brush color here, we want to set this back to the gray value that we had.
To the gray.
Something like this. Actually, we can go back in our design.
Yeah, I was about to say, are we going back?
Select our border here. And click on a brush color.
Border. Was it really this?
Full black with a 0.5 opacity. So if we go back in our graph.
Next linear? Okay. Okay, so that doesn't save. Wait, no, that was the wrong one. No, jeez. Oh, jeez. Or was it? Hold up. No, because we're doing the... Oh, now it's not going to work. That's right. Yeah, sure, it would be that.
Select our brush color.
Right?
We can set this to full black with opacity of 0.5.
I guess we'll see.
Click OK. Then we can go ahead and Control-C, Control-V, copy and paste these. So if you remember, we need to set the other borders to this transparent color.
So we need to redo the borders?
Before setting them to a yellow color. So in this case, for border 0, we want to get border 1 and 2 and set them to this color.
Okay.
And hook up the execution pins like so. And then for border 1 here, we want to get border 2 and 0.
Okay. Interesting.
And hook these up like so. And for border 2, we want to get border 0 and 1 and hook these up like so. So now, if we hit play, we can cycle between all 3 of these. You're seeing it's setting it yellow, but it's also resetting the color back to normal when we cycle between different indexes. So
that's
basically
so cool.
What we've created
it
is
goes so fast, this goes fast. Oh, that's so cool.
That sets this integer value between.
I'm just confused why you gotta set it like this. Like, why 2 at a time? Oh, I get why. I see. Because we're only wanting 1 at a time, and since there's 2 other boxes, we have to color those 2 both if we want the center one not to be colored. So basically, it's like all colored, but we added extra color on these for that selection. So when we go to a different selection, it colors this and decolors that.
In a range of 0 and 3. And it adds whenever we mouse wheel up, and it subtracts every time we mouse wheel down. And it also binds to this function on our widget to change the color of our border here to show that we've either selected the item with this yellow bar or we've deselected it. And of course we can pick up our item, and right now it does not pick up to the item that we have selected, so we can go ahead and actually fix that. We can also add
that's so
the
cool.
ability to use an item at our selected index. So for example, if I select my hatchet here, I click on it, we can add an equip, or if I click on my health potion, we can add a use function where we use the item and restore our health. So first off, let's go ahead and create our add item function. So
oh, that is so dope. It is interesting though, because there's a few parts to this. Of course, this really doesn't need to be here. The print string? Interesting. This is super sick. Like, this is actually really dope, because learning this is so huge and can be applied in different ways. Oops. In different ways. And I wonder how much more this would expand. I mean, well, there's probably like huge, just like spans of like stuff that is just like microcode like this for certain blueprints. Like overall, this is a third-person character, so that's why there's kind of already a lot of stuff here. This wouldn't be here. That stuff is there. This wouldn't be here, but this is the other stuff that we were doing. The enum buttons and structures and all that stuff. Left off, we were doing being able to pick up the items and then do the UI and then have the UI move via the mouse wheel movement, which is super big. But the thing is, we don't really have an inventory system per se, so we gotta like fully complete that, which is super awesome. So let's get back into this.
Right now, for this particular tutorial, what we want to actually do is we want to, instead of adding it to an array, right now our character could technically add as many more items as they wanted to. There is no current limit on their inventory. So what we actually want to do is we want to create a function that will limit and control how many items the player can equip and so on. So this is a good time right now to introduce you guys to functions if you haven't already learned about them.
I don't, wait, actually, have we? I don't think we've ever stepped into the functions at all. I think it's all been variables. So this would be the first time actually stepping into this. Well, I guess functions in different ways where we click in, but like actually doing stuff like this, I think is new.
Have the ability to create functions here.
Yeah.
If you click this plus button.
No, we haven't done this.
So we're going to create our first function called add item. So a function basically has inputs and outputs, and it allows us to kind of clean up our graph and put all of this functionality inside of our function. So we can actually take all this, Control X.
So we're not going to copy the custom event? Okay.
And in our add item, we Control V. And hook this up like so. And what we actually want to do is
and then just drag and drop the function
structure here and drag it onto our add item. And basically what that did is it added an input here. For our item structure. And of course you could always click this, add an input, or clear like so. So right now we're doing the same logic but inside of our function. And to call this particular function, all we need to do is select our function here, drag it onto the graph, hook up the execution pin, and hook up the item info structure like so. Now we actually don't want to do the same logic.
I see. So you actually made one of these. Okay. That's pretty sick. You can see it, add item. That's really cool.
We want to modify this because, for example, when we pick up an item, we want to pick it up at our selected index. So if I had the book selected, I wanted to actually swap out the item I have for that hatchet at my selected index, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So in our add item function, we can go ahead and do that advanced logic in here. So let's go ahead and delete all this so we can start fresh.
I guess I'll delete it like this. I guess I will.
So what we want to do is first select your inventory array. We're going to add 3 indexes. And this is going to allow us to set a cap on how many items we can have in the inventory. In this case, we only have 3 different slots. And what we want to do is, instead of adding to our inventory array, we want to set the array element. So if we get our array, we can go ahead and do what is called a set array element. So this function set array element. So we can
That's a new one.
Up like so. What we want to do here is drag our item info to the item structure right here.
That's something I was using Blender again, because when I use Blender, well, I use Blender a lot, but it's just like sometimes I take periods of where I just don't use Blender because I focus on other stuff. That's just how I am. Like to really balance on a lot of different stuff and not just say focus on one thing. Which is actually kind of perfect of like a one-man dev team, funny enough. But regardless, having this type of thing, they really need to fix this. Because in Blender, we don't need to hold control to pull this out. We really don't. And it's like getting back in here and having to do that again and then Alt to do this is just like, it's so weird to me. It really is. Not being able to drag this thing off. I know we can, that's what it's supposed to allow you to do, so you can easily do that stuff, like where you plug in and then plug out. But how many times are you going to do that? And the beginner player is going to do that versus like an end game player. And that's something like Blender, it's like, well, man, I still favor that other technique.
Well, we also want to get our selected index
item
into the index like so.
Oh. Selected index. Get item. Or get selected index. I said item because I was like, item looking at that. Yeah.
So right now, if I hit play, I can add my selected index. And right now we are forgetting to also update our user interface.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, how's that going to work like that?
Widget reference here and call our...
Okay. So like, so the setting and getting, we're doing a lot of getting variables instead of just setting variables. It seems like maybe I'm wrong, but maybe there's like less setting in like more advanced type of functions or like blueprints. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've been noticing that it's like we're getting a lesser away from that stuff. There must be like very specific certain things that you'd want to do with like bring it out and then set it, of course. But we at least haven't seen too much of that yet.
Update image, function, custom event.
Right.
And for the icon, we want to break item info. What we can do is...
I like that. Like, that's nice. Where I think Unreal kind of wins. I think their search function, like for words, is better than Blender's, where you do like search and then you try to do some keywords to get like certain things that are this important. But Blender, like, even with their recent update, somewhat recent update to try to fix that, Unreal still rocks it.
Is only select our item icon here, hook that up for the icon.
Oh, that's right. I see. He's getting us used to, okay. Doing it where we're not seeing everything. I think I would just prefer to see everything. I don't know.
And for the item index, we can get our selected index and hook that up like so.
Wait, did he do both? Was that just a... Wait, hold up. Did he undo
next
the...
We can get our selected index.
Okay. No, he did.
And hook that up.
No, wait. Oh, no, he didn't. Jesus. Because this is like... Right, like super lined up on his...
Like so. So now if we hit play...
Compile...
We can add items...
Oh!
At whatever index we have. And this will also
I didn't have an index because I didn't scroll.
Replace items. So if I hit E here at index 0,
boom,
it's going to replace that item at that particular index. And this is all happening through the set array element.
Interesting.
So because we have these array elements right here, which are technically blank, we are setting that particular array element to this item info from our item pickup. So hopefully I haven't confused you in any way. If so, leave a comment down below, and hopefully I can explain.
But we'll go through it step by
But
step.
instead of using the add to our inventory array, we're using the set array element function, which is a handy tool for giving you more control over your array of values.
Oh no, okay. So it's really okay. So this node is just a handy way of doing what we did, just all in kind of one, where it's like any array, have your target array, and then it sets that crap as you're targeting. Then you got your selected index because you're in, your index stuff. Then you got your item, the item stuff. Then of course you got to update the image. So there's your update stuff. Then like, what are you updating? How are you going to get? What was your reference? Your widget reference, which is the widget that we made. So that goes into the target. That's what you're targeting is the image. So you want to update the image, which is the widget. And the icon, break, item construct, icon. That's where it kind of gets a little blurry with me, that type of function connection. I get the update reference here, but that's where it gets a little fuzzy.
So now up next, what we want to do next
Until you,
is we want to actually
allow
our character to swap out different items. So when I pick
probably
up
want
an
to play some
item
more
and swap it out for a different one, I want to respawn the item in the world.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, where's
into the world?
It's not going into a
we can
bigger
do that
thing now.
By going back into our third-person character add
Yes.
item function. And before we go any further here, we actually want to add the last variable in our item structure that I was talking about earlier. So back in our content browser,
Yes.
item structure, double click to open that.
Hold up. Main. Item structure.
Down here at the bottom, we want to add a new variable.
Okay.
And for the variable type, we're going to search here bp underscore item master. Instead of object reference, we want to do a class reference. And for the name, we want to name this to class ref. So what a class reference allows us to do is back in our third person character here,
Yes.
we can do the node spawn actor from class. And so this will allow us to spawn the actor.
Oh. I feel like this is a big node.
In this case, it'll be whatever item we have. We can respawn the item by the type of class that we have.
Oh, wait. Oh, did I not? Oh, no. Good that you can just go in here and just easily do that. Save. Save. Last ref.
Set for the reference. Now what we want to do is basically we want to do some additional logic.
Okay.
So before we add an item to our inventory, we want to check and see if there is currently an item in that inventory slot.
Totally just.
So for example, if I have an item in here, technically we have this empty item, but we want to check and see if it has a valid class reference in here. If so, we can either swap the item or we can add the item. So first of all, get our inventory array.
Yes.
You want to get a copy at our selected index. And then we want to break the item structure, and we want to expand this, and you want to get class reference and C is valid class. So basically we want to check and see if this is a valid class, and if
the search function in Unreal is so smooth. It really is. That's so nice. I feel like it's so smooth that it's extra confusing a little bit because it allows you to do so much more. Like, you got more free range, so it's like almost analysis paralysis type of thing. Because it's like, well, if you got those type of hotkey type of things, then you can really just fly like he just did.
If you expand the index, you can see these are not valid class references here. So, technically...
Oh, no. Okay. He said index. I'm like, wait, we're going to the selected index? I was like, wait, we did stuff in there like that? No.
If we were to get our index at this item array here, it's going to return a false. So we're going to add a branch and hook that up for the condition.
Oh.
Okay, so if it returns false, this means that we do not have an item, a valid item, in that inventory slot. So that means there's no valid class reference.
No valid class reference. He's explaining this pretty well, but I feel like this is where it kind of fails. Because I feel like he's going too technical here. Like, we're not seeing... He should be referencing... Like, where exactly are we referencing here? Did it not save? No, it did save. Yeah, okay, so I wasn't tripping here. I knew something was wrong. Is that a bug? Maybe. Inventory? Oh, there it is. So, yeah. Oh, look, it did... Look at that. It did update. That's probably an Unreal 5 thing. I don't know, because I've had an issue with setting this before. I go so fast. Okay, so I think I had a feeling it was going to happen this time. When I did this and I went over, this menu bugged out for us like a split second, and I saw it. Then I'm like, okay, I'm still on it, so it should be still the same thing. And I clicked it. And I don't think that... I think that bugged it out. Because it's like not... It's showing it like it did another like variable before, but it's just not actually working, so you got to like redo it. Because before I deleted the variable, but this time I didn't delete the variable, but now we got that there. Was that there before? I could be wrong. No, that wasn't there. No. See? Okay, class ref. Okay. So that's what we're referencing. We got this. And then this, I think, is because we just didn't get to that part. See.
Item in that inventory slot.
Yeah, we just didn't get to that part.
That means there's no valid class reference.
Yeah, you was just talking about this.
If so, what we want to do is we want to replace the item.
Okay.
With this new item that we have. So we want to do a spawn actor from class.
Oh, we're spawn... Wait, what? Spawn... Yeah. See, this interesting. This is where I get a little loosey here. Like, the code, I understand it. It's just the connecting of the code is what bothers me here.
Item.
That's why it's always important to keep up with the node changes as much as possible.
So we want to do a spawn actor from class.
It's so interesting.
And the class reference will be the class reference from our previous item. And then we want to hook up the end here to our set array element.
You can't... What?
So that we can then add the new item to our array.
Okay, now that's getting real trippy. The power cord? Well, I guess it's because it's a branch. Okay. Never mind. Okay. I got a little trippy until I looked at both chords and it went back to a branch. So that only happens because it's a branch. If this wasn't a branch, that would be replaced with the other chord. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, that is cool.
One last thing, we actually need to hook
especially
up
since
the
that's
new
become
item
from branch
structure to this break item structure.
Yes.
Just like so. And of course, we need to add a spawn transform. So spawn transform, we want to tell our character where to spawn the item. And to do this, what I'm going to do
on the blueprints
is add a arrow component right here in front of the character, so that we can spawn her item in front of the character at all times right
When
in
they
front.
drop it?
So go ahead and select your mesh, add a component, and search for arrow. So you can
Right.
just take this arrow right here and move this forward, up, rotate it 90 degrees, and put it like so right in front of the character. And then in our add item function, what we want to do is we want to drag our arrow, get world location,
Okay.
and then off of our
That's why. That's like that. Okay. Why is he using the arrow? Because the arrow is not in game. It's not shown. It's invisible, but it's in the blueprint. So you're getting the location of the arrow. That's a cheeky thing.
transform, we want to right click, split the pin structure. So this will split the transform, which will expose all three vectors. And then we want to hook up the world location to our spawn transform location. Compile, save that, and we should be able to see the results by hitting play.
This is seriously like learning magic. I've learned magic before, but this is like this is magic. Even more magical. I mean, both is magical. To be fair, I can't diss the art of actual perform magic and how that varies and all that. But like, this is his own set of stuff where it's just like, just beep. That's just like that's how you do it. But not only that, but like, of course, that expands to everything. But just like something that simple can be used in the way because of there's probably other things that you could use here, and then you could do is not visible, but the arrow straight up just isn't. Unless this is. Wait, is it? Unless it's the other arrow. Wait, unless I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. We're about to see. Because we might have to disable it because this is an older thing. We'll see.
So if we hit E.
Does that remember? No, okay, it was a different one.
Select our potion here, and if we hit E again,
E?
it's going to swap the items. And you're seeing it's not actually spawning the item, and that's because
I was just about to get really scared.
Do one extra step, which is to set the valid class reference for each of our item infos. So if you go to your blueprints item book, for example, if we go to our open full blueprint editor, class defaults, item stats, you're going to see here we didn't set any of the class references.
Oh.
And for the class references, all we need to do is set a reference to the self. So in this case, BP item book is BP item book. And then BP item hatchet, you can actually edit it in here. Class reference here is BP item hatchet, like so. And then for our last item, BP.
Wait, do we even have to go in that?
You want to
I just realized.
Class reference.
Yeah, he's not even. I'm just.
Item health.
I was just doing it this way.
Potion. Compile, save that. So now if we hit play, we can hit E here. Select our health potion, hit E again.
Isn't that doing it?
You can see we're having a little bug there. Alright, and I just realized one mistake was you actually need to take the new item here.
Okay, good.
Structure.
I'm like, oh no, did I do something not good? That's okay. We all have bugs.
Up to the set array element for the item here, or else it won't work.
I wonder how long that took him to figure out.
Now, if you've done this all right, we hit play, press E, select the health potion there, press E, you're going to see we've just spawned the item. And basically, we've spawned, someone is working. What we need to do is we actually need to set
we
the
can
array
read
element after this.
Well, I messed up on one then. Did I do BP master on one? I must have. Wait, what? Details? On the hatchet? I did it on the hatchet? Item hatchet? Maybe not? Oh, health potion. There we go. Hatchet's good.
So,
And he's... Okay, let me just go back just in case, because that looks not too different.
what we need to do is we actually need to set the array element after.
What am I looking at? Okay, so he did take it off. So he was doing some stuff. I don't know if... Wait, do we need that? Because, yeah, okay, because he did some stuff. And then after, I noticed his nodes were different. So he was doing some testing.
Here, or else it won't work.
Like, he removed this. He removed the true. This is still the same. Because, yeah, that's if the item doesn't work. So that's legit the new footage. So, yeah, it's all the same. It's just these nodes right here are what is making me a little, like, anxiety-driven. Because I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? How much is different? But no, not much. It's just his nodes are lined up so perfect, so it looks like one line. So item, class reference. Why did he remove this? I'm going to remove it. I'm going to... Boom. I'm going to do that. Okay. I can understand why he did that, but it's just he didn't address that, so it's a little confusing. The break is still over here, so break. So yeah, it looks like he just reorganized the nodes, trying to figure out what went wrong. And then move this up here. Which it should be. Number one, it should be. And then get some of this crap going, right? So it actually looks a little bit better. There we go. Is true. This stuff goes up. And that's, look, that's what he did too, I think. Actually, no, he didn't. He kind of lifted it. But I'm going to lift it all the way up.
So now, if you've done this all right, we hit play, press E, select the health potion
Boom.
here, press E, you're going to see we've just spawned the item. And
did he actually move the arrow too?
Someone is working. What we need to do is we actually need to...
Oh, so that's a default spot. I see.
Set the array element after this by hooking it up like so. That way we can...
Wait. This is so trippy to me. Okay, so I thought... Okay. Boom.
Can set
So
the
he's
array
refixing
element that we pick up and drop it, swap it like so. So you can see we can switch this to the book.
Yes, okay.
Hatchet, potion. What we can do next is add physics here for items. So if you select the BP item master, select the item mesh here, just click simulate.
Click simulate. Where's that?
Physics.
File
This
save.
will add for a better look. So I can select this item, press E, you see it swaps it, drops it out of the sky like so.
Wait. I'm always bad at that. Where is it? Oh no, okay, oh there we go. We gotta select the object. I see. So no, that was the wrong thing. Make sure you select the object and not just the other stuff. I turned on another syncing thing, and I don't know what that... There it is. I don't know what that does. So I'm going to turn that back off. Just in case. Now it should work. Go in. Press E. Oh, we just got an item. Cool. Let's go over here. Let's press E. Oh, let's go. Oh, and we can kick it too. Soccer. Boom. Show football. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Is it still over here? Oh, it is. Uh-oh. That's a bug.
Okay, so E.
I wonder if he's going to notice that.
For a hatchet, pick up a potion here, switch it out for a book, pick up the potion here. So you can see here we have very basic swap in and out of our items and respawning the item based on the class that is set in each item.
There it goes.
class, as well as in this structure here. You can use it to
Is that because
respawn
the collision
item
isn't good?
actor. Now what we want to go ahead and do next is, based on the item.
Okay, I'm a little worried about that because I feel like the old code was better. Maybe I'm wrong? Because of class ref? Because, like, yeah, is that what's breaking it? Is not having the class ref? Because it's not placing the blueprint there, or like the reference there. I'm pressing E. Like to replace. And it's not. Like, oh no, there it is. Wait, what? What? Is it the book? The book is the one that's kind of funky, I think. Oh, there's a duplication glitch. Oh no, wait. Is it stuck on me? No, wait, what? What up, new? See, now I can't pick it up. What is going on? I bet if we turned that on, I bet we would see those over here.
Item that we have selected.
Maybe?
We want to actually add the functionality to use that item. So if you remember, we have this item type enumeration. So based on this item type, we can do certain logic like equip, read, and use.
Yes.
So what we want to do is we want to add another function now, which is called use item. So this use item will have one input, which is the item info. So go ahead and add it.
One input.
A new input and name this to item struct and item info, like so. Now we can go back into our event graph and add a left mouse button. So when we have our left mouse button, we're going to call our use item, like so. And then what we want to do is we want to get our inventory array.
Oh no, is it? It is, okay. So yeah, you can do it. You don't have to drag it. You can actually call it like that because it's creating it. So I was right. Right? I hope so.
Do a get.
I think so. Item array. We'll see here in a second. Get.
At our selected inventory index.
Okay.
And hook up the item info to our use item function. So when we click left mouse button, it will get our inventory array, get the item at the selected index that we have. So in here, what we want to do is we want to break item structure, and then off of our item type, we want to do a switch on item enum, and hook the execution pin like so.
Ooh.
So now we can do, based on our item type, we can do consumable function, equipable function, or readable function. In this case,
wait. Item type enum. Okay.
So we want to create all three of these functions. So we'll go ahead and first create our consume.
So he went back into the main. Jeez, okay. Consumable?
Item function. Then our equip item. And then our read item. So the consume item will have the item structure, item info.
Oh, I love how it keeps it. That's really big.
As input. And we have the equip item will also have the item structure as item info input. Same with the read item. Technically, you could just duplicate these functions if you wanted to.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
That way you didn't have to add those inputs. All right, so now that we've created all three of our functions, what we can do is drag our consume item, equip item, and read item function into our use item function. So technically you can put different functions inside of a function. So it allows you to have a lot of flexibility, honestly, on where you can call your functions, as well as how you can keep your blueprint graph more organized. So we can...
Yeah, and it's pretty overwhelming. Oh man. Because of like the endless possibilities. Put stuff within stuff, within stuff, within stuff, within stuff, within stuff.
Okay. The consumable to the consume, equipable to the equip, readable to the read. And we can also hook up the item info for all three of these, like so. Compile, save that. So in our consume item, this will be for our health potion. So to see what's happening, we can do a break structure. And in this case, we want to use the damage. So if you remember for our health potion, BP health potion here, we added 30 damage, which technically is going to mean 30 HP. That is going to restore
name that damage / health.
So what we can do is add a simple print string. And technically you could print out the item damage to see how much health that you've regenerated.
Okay.
But instead of doing this, what we want to do is we want to add a new variable.
Okay.
This will be the type float. This will be our health. Okay.
And it's green too, I love it. Health.
To a value of 100 HP.
I'll save. Compile save.
And now what we can do is we can get our health and set our health. Actually, we want to set our health to maybe 10%. That way we can actually restore.
Okay. I thought he was doing something different.
Back to our character.
Actually,
what we want to do is we want to get our health and subtract it by our damage right here. And then before we set our health, what we want to do is we want to do a clamp, float, and the min and max, maximum.
Okay. Float. I put FL and it put the angle. Okay, well that was kind of funky.
Will be 100, minimum will be 0. Hook that up to the set function like that. And hook up the execution pin. So the reason why we're doing a clamp is we don't want to have our player
let the health go over
to go higher than 100 HP.
That's how we're doing it here. Okay.
So, and then we can also do a print string.
Print.
And hook up the health value into the string so we can see what's going on. So now if we hit E, we can select the health potion and press left click. See, we start with 0. And technically it's not doing anything because we
I see it's working a little bit.
Did subtract instead of add. So instead of that we can do add the damage.
Some
which
place.
Is technically
I don't like that. Does it turn green? Or does it turn the color depending on what you're like adding?
Technically the health potion into the value there.
Okay.
So if we hit play, we equip that, select it, press 1, 40, 70, and then 100.
And next. Oh, let's go!
So we can actually
and then we
bind
want
this
to destroy it
a health bar
after it's used.
And that is very easy to do. I'll show you how to do that real quick. We go back to our main widgets, w_main. We can add a simple
no, that's good.
Progress.
We don't need the books, I don't think. We'll go back in if need be.
Bar to our screen.
Okay, I've seen if it was there. Progress. It's so... Wait. Okay, he's in canvas panel. It's so cool that we're getting... Like, it's... Oh, man. This is so awesome.
And scale this up like so.
Okay.
we can select our anchor.
Oh, wait. Where's the... Oh, so it does... Okay, so the anchor is unique. Oh, I thought that was just a thing that sets it for all. That's game-changing knowledge. Okay. No wonder anchors are so important then.
Anchor it to the bottom left.
I'm left.
And then what we can do is,
I'll save.
under the progress here, you can see the percentage. So this percentage drives the progress bar like so. What we can do is we can click this bind, create a binding, and this will create a function right here that will allow us to bind this to a certain variable. In this case, we want to bind it to our health variable.
Yes.
So we can do this by right click, get owning player pawn, and this will basically get our character.
Okay.
And then we can do a cast to third person character. So this will allow us to get a reference to our character.
Oh, sorry for pausing. Oh no, not doing that.
And then from here we can get health. And technically you could hook this up, but it's not going to work because this is a value from 0 to 100, whereas this is a percentage. So we actually want to take our health value and convert it to a percentage. To do that, we just multiply the health by 0.01, and that will convert it to a percentage there, and we can hook it up like so. So now if we hit play,
he just clicked like 3 different things. Okay, so we are plugging this in. I was right.
We can hook it up like so. So now if we hit play, you're going to see our health bar has 10% base HP.
Oh, let's go.
Up our potion.
After we kick it,
select it
into space.
Left click, you can see we have 40.
Oh, let's go.
70, and 100
That's
HP,
awesome.
just like so. Now, one more thing is we can actually spam this health potion over and over, and it won't actually remove the health potion from our hotbar. So we want to make this a one-use only health potion. That way, we have to pick up more health potions to restore our health. So one way that we could do that is back in our third-person character, in our consume item, we can remove this item array, or in this case what we want to do is we want to get our inventory array, set array element,
okay,
at our selected index.
Let's bring this over. Boom. X.
And basically we're going to set it to nothing. That way it's essentially removing the item from our inventory. So if we hit play, equip that item, click on it.
Wait, what? Interesting. Okay.
So you see we added 40 HP, and you can see nothing is happening.
Oh, because we use it once.
We actually removed the item
okay, I
from
see.
our
So it's not
inventory.
actually
But
the UI, though.
We still have the item icon on our widget.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, what?
We still need to update our widget icon. So to do that, we want to add a new, back in the graph here, event graph. Want to add a custom event called remove image. So this will basically set our image back to normal, or remove the item icon from our hotbar when we consume the item.
Okay.
So here we'll add another input of the type integer and name this item index. Compile, save that. Then we'll do a switch on integer and add 3 indexes like we did before.
Okay.
And basically for remove image, all we want to do is copy paste these, set brush
Okay.
from texture from our update image.
You go down,
And
paste.
hook all these up, but instead of having a texture reference, we can just leave that blank. So basically that will
Oh, because yeah, it's gonna be blank.
remove the item icon.
That's
like
the
so.
that's how you destroy it technically.
In this case, we only have the use item for our potion, so we can go ahead and duplicate these a couple times. And I'm just alt dragging to duplicate this. You could also Control C, Control V to copy it. But now we have 3 different health potions. We can pick these up, consume one.
Oh,
pick up a.
What did I do wrong? Was it the wait? Did he wait? What? I thought. Wait, what?
Another one. Consume that one.
Yeah, that's definitely not supposed to happen.
Pick up a last one. Consume that one.
And I see that this is another bump in the video. A big bump where everybody's like going back, like what?
Texture reference. We can just leave that blank.
The text. I feel like this is the issue. No, it's not. Immediately aired. Well, but you know that's not the issue.
So basically that will
152 for anyone who's lost here. He mistakenly edited out the part where it's supposed to add the remove image custom event after set array in the custom item function. Where's that? It's in here. So consume item. He forgot to add remove image custom event after. Yeah, right? Right. Oh. Oh, there it is. Oh, we're doing some coding right here, boys. I'm reading the comment section. Drag off of it, get the remove image function, get your select index, that's right. Because we want to select the index. This is probably going to show in just a few moments, and we're going to see this, but we're already doing it like this. Hook it. Hook it into the... File save. Hey, it is gone. Let's go. We figured it out. Get kicked. I keep forgetting this is our variable, our widget reference. That's so weird to me for whatever reason.
Where when we are pressing our left mouse
W
button,
main.
we're doing our use item
W
function.
main.
Switch on the item type enumeration. And then we're doing a consume item.
But that is awesome. We
we're
legit just made a health
basically adding
item.
this to our health. And we're updating. We're removing the item from our inventory.
We basically just made the
as
health
well as
potion from
removing the item from
darker
our
and darker,
hotbar.
but without the delay animation.
Next up, what we want to do is we want to add our
And health over time.
equip item function.
Okay, so we're going... Oh, I see. Okay. Wow, that's insane.
First, break our structure.
Break.
And what we want to do is we want to attach the hatchet mesh to our character's hand. So we can do that by adding first a static mesh component. And this will be weapon.
Where did he... Okay, so you put that under arrow. Named it weapon.
And then we can get our weapon and do an
Equip item.
attach component to component. The weapon to our mesh component.
That's right. Mesh component.
And then we also want to set our weapon mesh So I want to set static mesh to the mesh of our item info right there. So we can hook these up like so. And right now we don't have a socket name, so we need to go ahead and set that up. So if we go into our mannequin character mesh,
Blueprint?
SK mannequin.
Oh, I see. We're creating the socket? Wait, we're creating the socket? Hold up. Let me see. Wait. No. Wait, can I just... I always forget it. What is it? It's a key that goes to the item. This would work here. Or I could just wait. Browse 2. There we go. Wherever that hotkey is. I always forget that crap. Wait. Wait. Okay. So we're here. Dock this. Okay.
And basically, a socket allows us to attach certain items to our characters, so like a helmet, a hat, a weapon, a sword. And this is a skeletal mesh, basically a character that has different bones. So what you want to do is go ahead and find the hand R, right click and add a socket.
Okay. And see the left and R.
So you see here hand R socket, double click.
Wait. Wait, what?
Add a socket. R.
Oh, add one?
Right click and add a socket.
Okay.
So you see here hand R socket, double click that. We're going to rename this to
Control B. That's it.
Weapon socket. And you want to make sure you spell this. It's caps lock sensitive, so make sure that you remember the name that you put in here.
I always do uppercase for the words.
So back in our character here, we can rename the socket name here.
Okay, so equip item. Socket.
To weapon socket.
File save.
Then for location, you want to snap the target, rotation, snap the target, and snap the target.
Yeah, okay.
So first, we actually need to adjust the socket. So if we right click, add a preview mesh, hatchet.
Oh.
You're gonna see it's really tiny. So what we need to do is actually adjust the scaling and rotation.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees. Move this around. Click R to scale. So it's got the basic controls as the normal viewport in Unreal Engine. And we can do it.
I love that we can preview mesh.
Something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now if we hit play, we should be able to
Wait,
click
that's
on our
simple?
hatchet and equip it to our character.
Oh, it is that simple.
So one thing you might notice is if I try and pick
Let's
up
go. Oh.
a potion, I
It
still
stays.
have the hatchet equipped to my hand.
Yeah.
So we can actually fix that by adding a simple dequip function, which will make sure that we remove the hatchet from our hand before
On the ground?
spawning the other item. So we can go to our add item here, move this stuff over like that,
Oh, God.
and
Okay, so we're given the branch breathing room.
get our item type into equals. You can see here we have equal enum. So this is very useful. So basically on your different item type, we can do and check and see if it's equal to the equipable enumeration. Then we can click B or add a branch.
What? Click B. Click. Oh, that's right. That's the hotkey. B, left click. That's right. And then 1, left click. Or. Nope, I already forget. Never mind. Never mind. It's one. I need to get back on my hotkeys. That's okay, though.
And off of the true, we
since you already got like the basic information, it's way easier to relearn hotkeys instead of just like learn them for the first time.
can hook this up. So basically, if it is equipable,
so they straight up. So here's the valid class. That's that. They straight up were like, nope. Let's just delete that and just do that.
And if it is a valid class, what we want to do is we want to call a custom event called dequip_item.
Okay.
Or a custom function called dequip_item. So we'll go ahead and create a new function called dequip_item. And the only thing that's going to do is we're going to get our weapon set.
Wait, how do you spell that? Does that seem like a right word? Okay.
Mesh to
change yours to equipable. Wait, did I not? Here, I'll do that in a second. Weapon. Right. Yeah, weapon. Set static mesh connect.
Basically no reference.
I'll save.
So back in our add item, what we can do is call this
equipable.
dequip.
Thank you very much.
Item function. Hook this up in.
Okay. Dequip. True.
To the true.
This is definitely spaghetti.
And for our false, we just hook it up to the spawn actor like so. Okay, so now
that is super spaghetti. But it's like this kind of should be up here though. Along with this. Okay. I should have been commenting this whole time. Oh my goodness.
Now if I...
when you're just in it, you're in it.
And left click it to equip my hatchet. I can pick up a potion. You see it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Or sets the static mesh in my hand to nothing.
Oh, we're starting to take off.
So again, we can go ahead and repick this hatchet up.
Now we're good.
Re-equip it. And of course, we can pick up a potion and drink it.
That's so cool.
Like so. So now we have our simple hatchet.
Shows the book.
And potion, health potion. Now all we have to do is add our book item, which in this case we want to add text to our screen that we can read. So this is a very simple
one thing. Next thing you just have to get, yeah.
Third-person character read item function.
Read item function. Okay.
And in this case, what we want to do is actually add our widget. In our designer, we want to add a book widget.
Oh. Okay. What are we going for
there
this?
Actually is no really book widget. What we want to do is add a vertical box.
Thought so. So it's just
scale it
UI.
to about this size. Want to anchor it to the middle. And then in the vertical box, we want to add a multi-line text box to our vertical box. Select that and click fill.
What? No, I was right. No, wasn't I? Or is it this? Text multi-line? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
And then we can add.
And he wants us to fill it? Hold up.
Multi-line text box.
Oh, okay, so he did.
To our vertical box. Select that and click fill.
Oh, fill, I see. Okay. Click fill.
And then we can add some default text here like test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How do you change the back color?
Expand the style here.
Like that?
We want to make the font
back
larger,
color normal?
Size 20.
Oh, I see. Right? Yeah, padding, font. So they changed it. Oh no, font. There it is. Hey, geez. Okay, there's a lot of cool, nice little settings here for like this stuff.
And compile, save that.
Roboto.
That'll update the text.
And then we're gonna change. Oh, Jesus. Oh no, we got it. Okay, so we got to go here, do this. I don't want you to put alpha to it. I'm just want to make it fully blacked out. Okay. Actually, when it's focused, the padding's different, but that's okay for now.
And for our font color, we want
I don't know what the heck is going on here.
Foreground here to white, so we can actually
which is interesting.
Read what we're doing.
Okay.
And then for our multi-line, this is make sure the variable is checked. In our graph, what we want to do is add a couple things. We want to add.
That's fine. Go back to the graph. Oh, geez.
Add custom event called open book. And what this will do is we'll add a input of the type text. It'll be the book text. So what we'll do is we'll get our multi-line editable text box and set text, and down here set text,
multi-text,
hook up our book text.
The dude just says set text,
like so
there's like different ones, but I get it.
And then we actually
it's just like, you know, I would like to a little bit more
visibility to visible.
Set visibility.
And before we do anything, we want to go to our designer.
Oh, why wouldn't we want to do that way for the other UI? Because it's involves with textures versus just like this, where it's just like that. Where side texture, it's more just straight up just a widget UI.
And go to our multi-line text.
Because I expected more like this in order to remove this stuff over here, but we got to do it different because of like that? I guess so. Like, you know, like I thought we were going to have like destroyer, like a set visibility type thing. Interesting.
Text box and set the visibility to hidden. So down at the very bottom, we want to just set this.
Wait, text box? Behavior. Is hidden, okay.
It's to hidden, that way we can't see it by default. So now if we go back into a third person character, we can get our widget reference.
Read item?
And do open book.
I don't know why that keeps throwing me off. That's so weird. I probably would rename this to W main in the future. Maybe for me, I don't know. And then open book, because open book's through here, that's right.
Break the item info. And hook up our item text like so. So now if we go back to our play, you can press E, left click, and you can...
Let's see. Oh. This is my first book. But how do we dequip it?
See, we have our book text.
We gotta do that now.
Now, one thing you might notice is there's no way
we can't take it off.
hide the book.
No, it's stuck.
So what we could do is, if we click again on our book, we can make it hide, or we can make the escape button.
Oh, maybe not.
Make the book
Oh.
text hide.
Well,
Whatever you want to do.
Oh, I see what he's about.
In this case, I'm just going to make it so once you click again, it will hide the book. So this is very simple. All we need to do is, before we read our item, we want to add a boolean.
New variable?
And this will be named
Boolean.
book is book
Book.
open question mark.
Book.
So we can go ahead and get is
Wait.
book open and do a branch. So first we're going to check and see, is the book
Is book open? And then branch. True.
If so,
Wait.
we want to hide the book. If not, we want to open the book.
Okay.
So we need to add another function in our W widget main called add custom event. This will be called hide book.
Okay.
Okay, and basically what we're doing is we're going to set the visibility of our text box here to hidden.
Okay. Boom. Multi-line text box to hidden.
File, save that and
File,
back
save.
in our third-person character. And copy our widget
Oh.
reference over and do the
When he says that, I always think about this. I don't know why. Okay, so widget reference, we just copy paste. I'm gonna be doing more of that.
hide book event. And actually we want to reverse these, so alt click these. If the book is not open, we want to open it. If the book is open, we want to hide it. And then
Oh yeah, yeah,
of
because
course,
we're
we
yeah.
want to set our is book open
Oh, another set function.
to true. Copy paste is open
Several
and
set to
this to
false.
false. So now if we hit play, we can show our book is open and our book is closed.
That's so cool.
Very simple.
That's actually
So
so
now we
big.
have our health potion, our book text, and our simple hatchet equipable, all set up using blueprints, structures, enumerations, and arrays. So yeah, anyways, that
Wow.
is the simple inventory system. Just a very basic, bare bones system teaching you how to use custom enumerations,
Yeah.
custom structures, arrays, how to modify information within the array, and also kind of how to wrap that around your game using user interface like widgets. Anyways, I hope you guys were able to learn something in this video, and I hope I didn't confuse you in any way. Now I will be making a follow-up tutorial called Blueprint
Advanced.
for Intermediate Users, where we're going to talk
Wait,
about
what?
some more advanced topics such as blueprint interfaces, data tables, line traces, and more. So guys, stay tuned for that. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more future tutorials. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Okay, like wow. So we have an actual book. So here, let's go collect some items in our world. Oh wait, that's right, because we gotta select a new one. Boom. Boom. Oh, we got 3, and we can see ourselves selecting the top left. We can remove that. Oh wait, I got low HP. Get behind, get behind. Oh, got it, got it. I need another heals. Ooh, got it. Ooh. Got more heals. Then wait a second, let me get my weapon out. Which this is all crazy because this is very all like fundamental foundational stuff that's across most games.